Nice.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
What's up, timeless gamers? Welcome to the Timeless Gamers Show, where our bodies may grow out of date, but our gaming experiences will forever remain timeless. Previously on TGS, we were talking PS2 launch titles. If you want to check out that episode, head on over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. If you enjoyed that discussion, follow us on your preferred social media platform by searching Timeless Gamers Show. Additionally, we have our new podcast, Otakunauts, an anime and manga podcast. Had its first episode a couple of weeks, so if you want to catch that, it's every third Saturday of the month. To everyone watching live or tuning in via the podcast, thanks for joining us and thanks for listening wherever you are. We really do appreciate your company. In this episode, we're taking a look at football games. We're talking FIFA World Cup, sensible soccer. If you played any of those games or any of the other football titles, let us know in those comment sections. We'd love to hear. I'm Harvey, your show captain, but let me introduce to you the starters for the TGS Football Club. First up, he's more confident than Ronaldo taking a free kick. It's Sir Juan.
Wow. Which one? Which one? Which one?
Which Ronaldo? R9.
R9.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in today. Our topic is soccer games. So you guys are into it? Love soccer? Jump in the chats. Tell us what you think about the games we're talking about. Let's get it going.
Football. It's football, though, yeah.
Football, sorry.
Thank you, Sir Juan. Next up, she's one of the best midfielders in the game, but be careful, she might kick the ball into your face. Say hi to Miss I.
Wow, that was catchy.
Hi. Everyone, welcome to Timeless Gamers, and hope you enjoy the show as we talk about soccer football games.
Yeah, I like that clear
Thank you.
throat.
Thank you, Miss I.
Football.
This man, he scores more goals than Erling Haaland while he's dreaming. Let's hear it for Serverage.
Oh, yeah, right.
Bro, he can't even get on the
can't even
field.
kick a ball straight. Are you kidding me? But yeah, this should be a very interesting show. We'll be talking about a number of football soccer games wherever you are in the world. Looking at where they began and how they've developed. And obviously, it'd be interesting to see people's hot picks on this show. So it'd be interesting. I think we're down 2 panelists, but they might come in at some point, hopefully. But we've still got a lot of games that we can talk about. And it would just be interesting just exploring this topic on a much more deeper forensic level. So that should be fun. So yeah, back to you, Sarvi.
Thank you, Serverage. They call this man the Filipino David Beckham. Please make you welcome Sir JDM.
Filipino
Wow.
Jacob.
It's such an honor. So, bonjour and bonsoir, anywhere in the world. And welcome back to the Timeless Gamer Show. And welcome back to me. I've been out for a couple of episodes already, and it's good to be back. Let's score a goal on this episode.
Glad to have you back, Sir JDM. Thank you for joining us. This man, he's played over 50 games for the US national team, but never gotten a red card, only because Donald Trump uses his Uno reverse card on each one. Make some noise for Sir Joel!
Oh, dear.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Joel here on the Timeless Gamer Show, as always, coming in hot and loud. So we are happy to have everybody here in the audience and everybody in the panel make sure you guys comment as much as you can, not just in the live, but also in the aftermath, in the recordings. We'll do our very best to respond to each and every single one. Thank you very much to everybody for being here. Back to you, RV.
Thank you, Sir Joel. And lastly, the GOAT. No, I'm not talking about Messi. It's the one, the only Sir Joe.
I can take them.
All right, we'll be talking about football, not the gridiron football. It's actually, the ball game that you actually use your feet. God damn it. Association soccer and all that. All right. It's all here. Fast kicking, low scoring, and ties. You bet. A lot of ties most of the time. God damn it. Let's go.
Is getting kicked in the balls considered a soccer game too?
It can happen. It can happen.
Yes. We'll start off with a bit of show and tell. I believe, Miss I, you have some very nice show and tells you want to show to us for today.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be quick with this. I need to remove my background. Oh, hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
How do I remove my background? Not sure if you can see this. How do you remove the background? Go there.
You might have to remove the background because you can't see nothing, man. You can't see nothing.
So I'm gonna be quick. I was talking about this to the people in the chat, in our group chat, because this is what I got for like $10.
Okay.
And the thing is, I got it from our former panelist, Sir Siebert. These
Nice
are what Sir Viraj calls baby games.
Baby
Not
games.
baby game.
Not
That's a big boy game. You got
not SimCity.
SimCity for DS. Very good.
That's
not-
Roger's favorite right there.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader? My Sims Party. I don't think I've ever tried that one actually.
It's
I'd
more
like to
like
check that out.
games.
Yeah.
Mini games? I love mini games. I love mini games. Yeah.
This
Sweet
one already
Life.
has
Yeah, right there.
This is a double.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Yeah. Mhm.
This is one action game. And this is not the one in this container. What's inside is
Liquid
actually
Critters.
the game like Mahjong on Windows where you pair the tiles and remove them.
Oh, okay.
See, stuff like this really bothers me. Like, why? Like, there's no excuse for this sort of stuff. Like, why would you put the wrong game in the wrong hard case? It just drives me crazy why people do this. There's a special place in hell.
He was at least honest with the
At least
mismatch of the cartridge and the cover. And by the way, and this is a different seller. I got the Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson the experience. So there
I
you
still
go.
have the Michael Jackson fever because I watched Michael like a month ago.
Michael
And
the
then-
movie, yeah.
Yes, the movie. So I had and this was not enough that I bought a PS3.
Oh my!
Oh
This is a rhythm
wow.
game, and this is
Nice.
a dance
Nice one.
and singing game. But I bought this without knowing that I need PlayStation Move. So I tried to cancel when I ordered, but the seller was douchebag. Did not
Chamauna.
rejected my cancellation request. But at least I got a Michael Jackson game for the PS3, and I can in the future play this when I get a PlayStation Move. And lastly, very quickly, I know many of you have seen this already. The Nintendo Paladon Classic
So it's
Console.
the keychain collectible. Very nice.
Does it do anything other than be a keychain? Like, does it make any noise?
No.
No, but you can at least control. Well, not
Press the
control.
buttons.
So you've
Press the
got-
buttons.
Oh,
it's
very
a
cool.
thing. It's like-
Juan is showing off his own. There you go.
And the thing is, even in the keychain, you have a drift problem.
Oh my goodness.
It wouldn't be a Nintendo console if you didn't have a bloody drift console. Yeah.
True.
And that is all for me. By the way, the one why I wanted to show these is I got these through snipe bidding, so the losers.
All right. For those of you who are not familiar with the term, Miss I, short description of what snipe bidding is.
You bid on the last second if you can, or at least the last minute.
Okay. At the very last second. Okay. So hoping that yours is the highest one. Okay, got it. Okay.
I do that all the
Understood.
time. I do it all the time.
Everybody
too,
does it all the
sometimes,
time.
man, and sometimes I do it just to mess with people. I'll literally, I'll just to get it to go so high.
I've done that as well. It's called chill bidding. I've done it as well, but we don't talk about it.
Okay.
Nice,
All
nice.
right.
Did anyone else have
All right.
any challenge?
For the sake of the topic, I got something too.
Mm.
Nice.
So
You got a new
let's just do
haircut
a
as
quick
well.
unboxing real quick.
Oh, nice to see your
Ooh, what
haircut.
is that?
Got me Captain Tsubasa for the
Captain
PS4.
Tsubasa for PS4. Nice. Very good. All right. Let's
All right,
turn
here.
this
Oh,
over.
hang on. Let me just up. There you go.
All
Oh.
right.
Awesome.
There you go. There you go. Captain Tsubasa for the PS4. Rise of New Champions. Still sealed. Yay. Got it from Amazon Prime. From the Amazon sale just a few days ago. It's on sale.
Will you open it? Or
Open
will
it.
it remain sealed?
Open it? No. All right.
No.
We'll just collect dust.
All right.
Soccer games, go.
So let us begin.
Let's
Well,
begin.
I think-
We'll go in chronological order. So I believe yours, Surviraj, is first. FIFA International Soccer that came in in
Yeah.
1993.
1993. So, like, with regret, Dan isn't here. He would have picked something else. Yeah. So we're talking about, in my view, I mean, there were, if we talk about soccer games or football games, generally speaking, pre FIFA International Soccer, and there's also an era after that. So before FIFA International Soccer came out, there's a lot of football games that are always top down, but it wasn't truly an 11-player game. If you actually looked at those games and sort of took them apart, you'd see part of players playing on a pitch and they'd pass to another player, whatever. But it wasn't truly an 11-player sport. And it was, strangely enough, to do with John Madden, the American football pundit, commentator. And the story with FIFA International Soccer starts with Madden. They had their destinies were entwined when John Madden said to, Trip Hawkins came to Madden saying, "I want your name on my game."
Sports. It's in the game.
There we go. Saying we need you to make put your name to our game. And John Madden said, "No, American football is an 11-player sport. Make it 11 players." So Trip Hawkins was under immense pressure to make an 11-player engine. And he did that, and that's how he got Madden's name. And that Madden engine was later then revised and used by EA Canada to make FIFA International Soccer. So it was because of American football soccer football be made into a game because it was a true 11-player game, just like Madden was.
So another thing that you Brits should be thankful to us Americans for. Anyway.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, because it's EA. It's actually EA Canada who made this. So I should be thankful to the Canadians who developed this game. But yes, an American company, EA, and they did a great job developing this. But another reason was it was to do with money. At the end of the day, they saw that Madden wasn't doing well in Europe, and they thought, well, why could we not make something for Europe and the rest of the world? And FIFA International Soccer is a big seller. It became a huge hit for them, bigger than American football, that's for sure. And it's all to do with money and enterprise. And basically, they created this game, EA Can did, and they sold it after market research to Europeans, and we loved it. We absolutely loved it because this game it was a huge step in evolution and revolution in the way football games were. Here we have an isometric view, which gives us a more 3D sort of playing field on 16-bit hardware. This is the Mega Drive version we're talking about. It was ported to Super Nintendo and the Sega Mega CD with an enhanced version. However, the first Mega Drive game was absolutely outstanding. Here you can select the players, pass the players. You have a button that allows you to do special kicks where you can sort of header it or whatever when it was necessary. You got passes. You have the ability to charge your shots and go for the goal as well. So there are many mechanics in this game that were added that football games didn't have before. I mean, we had the ability to pass and tackle and whatever, but other than that, there wasn't much to it. Here we have the offside rule that was introduced, in football. Here you have, referees, that later on would give you cards or whatever. There was a system in that regard. So that was developed later on in the games. Here you see it says 4-way player. Now, that's really cool because you had the ability for your Mega Drive to have an add-on and you could have 4 players playing a football match. And what that was is two players would have one control of one team and 2 on the other. One could be just taking care of the attacking players, and 2 could play in defense. So you had like, all right, you take care of defense, I'll do attack, and vice versa. And you could have a little tournament. And that's what used to happen in the 90s here in Europe. A lot of people loved the 4-way player aspect of it, and they could have like a little tournament over a weekend. And this game was like really perfect for that. This was back in the days where couch co-op was becoming a huge thing, and this was a stellar addition for the Mega Drive. And one thing that Sega needed to really sort of take on Nintendo was sports. That was Tom Kalinski's big vibe, and EA also wanted a partner with this, and they went with this game. Whilst it might have had a Super Nintendo port, it's no secret that the Mega Drive sports games and the Mega Drive was a superior piece of hardware when it came to speed. It was a faster processing thing. When you play the SNES version, you can see that the players are probably running 10% slower. And there's something to be said about that. And you want sports games to run at an optimum speed. And that's where the Mega Drive game is great. Other features that this game had is the ability to choose a huge roster of team players. You can play around with the formation, the players, etc., etc. And you had a lot more advanced options in terms of kits and all sorts of things that happened. So you have that, and also you have a sound and commentary or whatever that was added to this game. So I'm not saying that there weren't games before it that didn't have this, but this collectively had all these lovely features that was programmed into this cartridge. So yeah, a lot of memory was used. I can't remember what size cartridge it was, but it was definitely revolutionary for the day at the time, in terms of the mechanics, the 11-player game, and how that same engine that they used in FIFA International Soccer was used in FIFA 95, 96, 97, and tweaked a bit, made better, made to be more appropriate for the game. And obviously you had better graphics, better animation. Here you can even see the legs moving. You see some better animation. I think Dan was going to show his game where there wasn't much animation really at all with his. So you could see that soccer games really did step up there was a huge leap from 1990 to 1993 with this particular game, sort of saying, this is what we're about. And it's no secret for everyone on this panel to know that FIFA is the premium soccer game even now. The series evolved. It went from being on the Sega platform to PlayStation to whatever big the platform is now. It's multi-format, but everybody plays it. I know EA don't want to pay FIFA for license, so it's called it's got a different name now. It's called Football something now. Football.
Yeah.
Something I can't remember what it's called, but
yeah.
they've changed the name because they don't want to pay for the players and the licensing. This again, they've got the player names on this, and the licensing was with this, so it felt more real to the experience. I would say this is the best sort of, or the beginning, the progenitor of football simulation games. Because this is what this is. I mean, there's more arcade-style football games, which is what we had before this. I'm referring to, of course, World Cup Italia 90, even Sensible Soccer, and Tecmo Soccer as well. They're more arcade in terms of the speed and how they played, but this was more close to the real thing. Even though it looks primitive, even by today's standards, but this game walked so that all the others could fly. But yeah, FIFA International Soccer 1993. Was really where I think real simulation football began, and has been a runaway success as a franchise for EA and for soccer lovers worldwide, globally. You can't escape the FIFA football branding, and I think everyone here is aware of this. I mean, the games are so successful; they sell in the millions. You see them for like £1 in bargain bins now for the last year's version, and they're a bargain because they're great games, even though they're like a few years old. It's actually they're all very good football games. I think that's a bit of a shame, but people always want the latest version of it, and that's basically what it comes down to. But yeah, that's fundamentally it. I'm sure there's a whole host of other features that this game has, which I haven't commented on, because this game is rich in so many settings and options in how you can play. But indeed, an outstanding soccer game. So yes, my thoughts on that. Your guys' thoughts?
Yes.
Before everybody else mentions anything, I do want to say hi to Gaming Peasant in the chats. Hello, Gaming Peasant. Thanks very much for being here. And I wanted to address his question. What's up, guys? What did you buy from this year's summer Steam sale? As a Steam purchaser myself, I just wanted to address that question. Gaming Peasant, I bought Metaphor Refantasio on Steam this past summer Steam sale, and the Car Desert Rally. For those of you who are not familiar, Metaphor Refantasio is a game that caused Joe to almost have a heart attack, that it wasn't going to be coming out on any other platform aside from Xbox. So he really on screen he almost had a heart attack when he found out. But it turns out that it's going to be going cross platform. It's a nice little art combination of RPG and life sim, if I remember correctly, much like the Persona series. And the Car Desert Rally is a racing game. It's called the most brutal rally racing game on earth because you're going through deserts and a very bad areas. So yeah, I'm gonna give that a go. I already tried it on the Xbox. Tons of fun. The brutal nature of how you have to endure all the hard conditions, right up my alley. So yeah, that's my answer to Gaming Peasant. Thanks very much for being here on the chats. All right, back to you, RV.
Yes, I'd also like to shout out to Josh Hunt. He says the only soccer game worth a damn is International Superstar.
Wow,
And
you know, we'll touch on that later on in the episode. But okay.
And to answer your also, Roger, FIFA, the games now are called EA Sports FC. They're just called
That's it, EA Sports FC.
FC,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, no, great game. Your one, Sir Viraj. I'll ask Sir One, what are your thoughts on this game?
Honestly, it just feels like if you're playing Madden. The way
Yeah.
it looks.
Mm.
But
Mm,
I
I
mean,
mean-
never played this one, so I'm gonna have to give it a try. It looks very fun.
It's definitely a challenging game to begin with, but you give it a chance, you know, you'll enjoy it. But yeah, it's similar to that Madden. I'd say it's Madden 95 engine
Yeah.
similar. It's got that sort of genetic code. Not the first Madden game because that was, as you know, top down or whatever. This has changed a bit. But yeah, you'll find similarities to it. Obviously, you have that, but yeah, very Madden-esque for sure.
So JDM, your thoughts on FIFA International Soccer?
This is a lot of improvement from the soccer games from the early NES. I played the first soccer game from the Nintendo Entertainment System, and this looks the graphics looks better because you can actually see the animations,
Yeah.
the players' animations. You can see their legs running,
Mm.
even their arms are swaying. And when you tackle, there's already a slide animation. So
Mm.
it's better. I think it handles better than the old soccer games that we have. Football. It looks
Yeah.
colorful.
Yeah, and you can also run with the ball. You can press a button and toggle it and run while you're with the ball as well to really get ahead of it. Although you lose a bit of control when you're trying to turn. But yeah, definitely a huge step up in programming. Obviously, there's more memory with 16-bit than there is 8. So there's a lot more you can do. It's really as simple as that, and yeah, it's much more authentic to the true experience of football. And you know, as I sort of stress up, I'm stressing again on what I said before. This is, in my view, where real simulation football games began. You know, as primitive as it looks now from our eyes, what we see now, where players look so realistic, you know, with modern football, soccer games, and even American football and other sports games, this is really the step up for where it began. And you can see the animations in the crowd where they're cheering, you know. So this is obviously very primitive compared to today's standards, but this, I think, is the benchmark for where we should sort of move on to more advanced soccer games for sure. That's not to discredit some other soccer games, because there are some really fun arcade style soccer games as well. Like I mentioned, I think the Sega Virtua Striker in the arcades. I think Capcom had their own game called Capcom Soccer Club or something in the arcade, which is basically about skill and how fast you can pass the ball and get into the net. And that's also a lot of fun. But again, there are certain rules in football that need to be followed. You know, it's nice to sort of see a match start with a coin toss and you pick what side you want to go in. Again, World Cup, you know, you can play World Cup tournament exhibition matches or just a friendly one-on-one game. So you have a lot of options as well, which I failed to neglect. But yeah, absolutely. You know, much more animation and settings compared to the old NES soccer games or 8-bit stuff that we had before.
Definitely, I agree. I like how the crowd kind of moves, like you said there. And, Miss I, your thoughts on FIFA International Soccer?
What I would say with this FIFA game is I like the camera angle, because even with the quote-unquote primitive technology, I like that it's able to do that kind of angle, even though it's just
Isometric.
2D. Yes, isometric. Even though it's just 2D, it was able to do that, and it's functional that way.
It also simulates, when you're watching, like we've got the World Cup playing now, it also simulates the fact that, if you're watching soccer on the screen, it's like the camera pans where the action is going on.
Yes.
And as you as a viewer want to watch it. So it's like kind of watching a match while playing the game, or you get to see the pitch where the ball moves. And with soccer games before that, I look at World Cup Italia 90, or it was known as Sega Soccer before that, you only see part of the pitch. And it's a similar thing with Sensible Soccer and other soccer games which came before it. We only see a part of the pitch where it doesn't pan, so you don't feel like there's a whole pitch there. Obviously there is, but you get to see a bit more scope, as to where. And when there's a goal kick, the goalie can you can pan the camera and give the ball some charge and kick that ball to the area you want. That's what that yellow box was when you saw it scan earlier. So you have a lot more scope compared to what we've had before this. Obviously, I know yourself, Miss I, and I know JDM, you're part of the FIFA club, because the games you are going to tout, it will be it will be the children of my game,
Yes.
But yeah, this is really where it really began, for sure. All right.
No, for sure. So, Joe, what are your thoughts?
A very violent game. All right. No. Maybe I just failed to. To hear the explanation of the gameplay. So this is for the Sega Mega Drive. So how exactly do you control all of the players here? I mean, what does the A button, the B button, C button do?
Of course. So the B button allows you to select the player and also do passes. So see that star around the player? That means that and when the star lights up, that means that player is in control. So obviously he's thrown it to there, and then you press B and select the player quickly, and then once you've got control of the ball, you got that. And if you want to pass it to another place, press the B button to pass it to them. C button is if you want to take a shot. So if you're going to get to the goal, you press the C button. But if you hold it down for a bit longer, it makes the shot more powerful, so you've got more of a chance of scoring. The A button is if you want to tackle somebody, or if you want to use a special trick like headering, or if you want to do like a backflip kick if you're by the goal, stuff like that. So there's little bits there. The B and C button has a if you can force a foul as well. So you could force a slide tackle and press B and C together as well. I think that's the button combination. So there are some combinations there. So yeah, sorry, I
So
that aspect of the game. But yeah,
so if I want to break someone's leg, not because I want to steal the ball, I just want to break the leg.
you press B and
What
C,
button do I press?
but you may risk getting a red card or something, or
No, I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Again, a violent game. This
If
game
you
should
want
be
a violent
banned.
game, EA Hockey's the one for you, because you can get into fist fights. They program.
He just wants to go down in soccer history with the most red cards.
I mean, hey,
Hey, listen,
if I'm gonna take down somebody else's striker, if I want my team to win, yeah, break the striker's leg. I don't care. Red card. It's just a necessary sacrifice. I don't care.
you're just trolling this game, man.
He's not sliding. He's gonna do a Drew McIntyre's Claymore to the kneecaps.
I don't
Wow.
remember.
To the nuts.
I might have to retract that, because I can't remember if you could get red cards on this particular game, because it was the first one. But I think maybe that was an option that the referee could punish you and you get a yellow or red card for this sort of thing. I know in Sensible Soccer that was the case on one version, so maybe on this one too. But anyway, yes,
If there's one thing I like about this game,
it's supposed to be game. You don't do that.
what I failed to mention about this game, every once in a while, if you score a goal in this game, the striker tends to showboat a little, and then there's this mini animation coming from the screen.
Yeah.
the smiling face that's doing the showboating as well. It's a nice
they
touch.
do.
You missed it.
That detail I like.
They do it and fist at the people, and they wait back there. They do that, and it's all good. But it's all part of the real game. It's like I said, it's closer to the authentic experience of the beautiful game, and that's what they were really going for. They really did over-engineer this game, And credit to EA Canada for making such a wonderful game, and making 95, 96, 97. Road to World Cup in 98 and so onwards. They've made additions every year. And, when we get to 96, 98, we're getting into the PlayStation era. There was even one on 32X. It's like FIFA was everywhere. It doesn't matter what platform you had, Nintendo, Sega, or PlayStation, you were going to have FIFA on there. Well, actually, Sega Saturn didn't sadly get EA games on there, I think. But yeah, they're pretty much everywhere.
Was it on Game Boy?
Yeah, it was on Game Boy as well.
Sega Game Gear?
It was on Game Gear as well.
What about Atari?
I don't know about Atari. Who had an Atari Lynx? I want a show of hands. Who had an Atari Lynx here? Just put some hands up. Come on. Who had one? Yeah,
I have one now, but I never had one back in the day. No.
One rich kid classmate that we had in.
Oh yeah. That's true. He would bring it and then never have. He would bring it and not have anybody else give it a try. He'd just, play it and show it off to everybody, but never let anybody borrow it. Yeah, I know that guy.
I don't blame him. These are expensive. Atari Lynxes and Game Gears were expensive. Even the
I know.
Game Boy
Yeah,
feel like
we all knew that one guy. Yeah.
Just for the record,
actually, no, it wasn't on the Atari. I just looked it up. The FIFA franchise was never officially released on the Atari Lynx during its lifespan. So there you go. Not
I have
good
a fun
enough.
fact. I have a fun fact for you guys. The Guinness World Record for the most red cards in a single football match is 36. This occurred in the 2011 Argentine 50-year match between Club Atletico and Victoriano. Referee Damien Rubino sent off 18 players following a massive generalized brawl. So there you go. There's
a punch up.
Who's their coach? The coach from Cobra Kai?
Oh yeah. Sweep
the leg.
No mercy.
Yes.
Shall we move on to the next game?
Yes, we'll move on to Mega Man Soccer, released in 1994. So one, take it away.
With Mega Man hat on,
Yeah, hell yeah. Gotta rep it.
Yeah.
No, so this is gonna be Mega Man Soccer. It was developed by Sun L. Developed by Sun L, published by Capcom. So also, Mega Man in the States, and for everybody, in Japan, Rockman, get the technical term. But yeah, so just literally, this game was set after Mega Man 4. The story behind it was Dr. Wily hijacks a televised soccer tournament and just causes ruckus, and his robots literally are just players you can play. Mega Man comes in and tries to fucking take them all out and fucking win tournaments. You have, the game's very simple. It's fun to play, but it's also a pain in the ass. The fucking AI, literally just nonstop slide. So it's literally hella hard to fucking score. But you have a big cast of characters. You have Mega Man, Proto Man, Roll, Cutman, Fireman, Electric Man, Iceman, Airman, Woodman, Skullman, Pharaoh Man, and a couple other ones. And each character has their own set of attributes of what they can do. As of running, tackling, and defense, each player has a special shot that they have. And you have your foul shots here, which I've yet to kind of come encounter with since I've been playing the game. Really, there's not much to really say. The game is very simple, easy, not much to it. Literally, just playing to try to just win tournament to defeat Dr. Wily. That's pretty much it for me. Anybody else? Or actually, hold on. Game modes, I forgot that. It has exhibition, championship, tournament. There's certain modes you can use Dr. Wily as a character. Forgot about that one. What else? There was something else. I don't remember. If I remember, I'll chime in. But this game was also, from what I read too, was criticized for being the controls being sluggish, and sometimes the movement and everything would kind of slow down a bit, but typical.
Yes,
typical game stuff.
It was a slow game. Is the
what
way
I'm saying is, but very it was very simple though. Looking at the video, just the movement is just up and down motion.
It's very arcadey.
Yeah,
how games are for sure. It's just you pass the ball. It's simple to the other player. The other player picks it up if he gets there in time, and then you press a button to select that player to move him.
The character, the player change will happen automatically. So wherever the ball is, will automatically do it. You don't have to really do much. But that's a special shot right there that you can do from anywhere on the field. And each, like I said, each character has their own specific special shot. But I mean, yeah, very simple. I mean, literally, it's slide. That's all you do. You can kick the ball up, and somebody can come and jump in the air and kick it or hit it with their head. So just very simple. This is not like your game that you had, Viraj.
No, it's not. It's very, like I said, like the football games are arcade style, which is what Capcom have put out with this particular game. Mine's probably the first of a series of simulation games, which is where football games started to go from '93. So Capcom published this thing, and it was an IP that was very successful. It's Mega Man, for crying out loud. It's a big deal. And Mega Man fans would go for it. An interesting thing about this game as well is it never had a PAL release. It's only in Japan and America, which it baffles me because it's soccer, it's football. Why is it that Europe, which is a huge consumer of soccer, didn't get it, whereas America, which is to be fair, I think it's accurate for me to say so. American football is bigger there than soccer, so why did they market it there? It's just, I don't know. I just found that really baffling. Why they had that? I actually, I think I actually own this game officially through the Capcom Retro Station, which was like a mini console arcade thing, and it had 10 Capcom games, and one just happens to be Mega Man Soccer. So I played it via that means. But yeah, I understand what you mean by it being a slower game.
So I mean, also read too that Capcom made this temporarily playable through Capcom Town for the World Cup this year. I did not know that. It was something I stumbled upon.
Well, that's nice of them. It is an old game, isn't it? It's 1994.
And then for this though, and this was pretty much Mega Man's only leap into like the sports franchise from what I was reading too. Like I mean, this is the only one I've seen. I've never seen anything else. Unless you call killing robots a sport, then there's plenty of that.
Well.
So Joel, your thoughts on Mega Man Soccer?
Me personally, it seems to be a nice little introduction for people who want to start off on the game genre, shall we say? It's a little, how it's not something that is very complicated. What's the right word for it? It's an entry point. It's something that kids might want to give it a shot for. They're familiar with the Mega Man franchise. They're familiar with the cartoony characters. It makes it comfortable for them to go into it and give it a shot. If it allows them a taste of what, as my caption would say here, soccer is not football. It allows them to a little bit of a taste of it and give them an idea. Hey, I want to try this in real life. It's cool. It's a nice little game to get them into the feel and the mechanics of it. As a serious game, I'm pretty sure the hardcore soccer people are gonna put their noses up on it and say, "Nah, this really isn't something that will seriously represent."
I will tell you though,
soccer is.
I will say though, if you guys haven't played this game, be prepared to be irritated as fuck. Because
really, why?
The defense AI, dude, it's very strong. Like literally.
It is frustrating.
I mean, I've played it a lot, and like literally, it's sliding, consistent sliding. That's all they're doing, just to steal.
Oh, okay.
So like, if you think you're going to sit here and go for the goal, all of a sudden, gone. They'll come.
Well, I guess that's not really a good intro for the kids then, because they might get frustrated because they would never be able to score an actual goal.
If they play it on the SNES, at least if they throw the controller's not gonna it's gonna go so far before it lands because of the wire.
Okay.
I think with this particular game, it is five-a-side if you look at it, so it's not really like true football, but it's a party game. That's the way I look at it, and it's a fun piece of games. So I'd say it's not. I'm not saying it's a game that shouldn't be taken seriously. You can actually have a lot of fun with it.
I mean, also it's multiplayer. I mean, the game modes you can do, one versus computer, one versus two. Computer versus computer, 1-2 versus computer.
I think it wins on simplicity because all these newer football games or soccer games, they have before you even get into the game, you're selecting players, you're doing this and that. Whereas this is like you select this is the formation or whatever. If there's a formation set, it's only five-a-side, and you pick what characters you want to play as, and you just get into it. That's it. It's as simple as that. We're straight into it.
This one, you use 8 It's 8 total players plus a goalie.
There you go.
So then you can, and it's got 2, formations on how you want to set your team up. 2-2-3. 2-3-2. I mean, just however you see fit. Plus the characters that you use. So each player has their traits when it comes to tackling, sliding, and running. The running, not so much. You got a lot of people that are good. Like Pharaoh Man is good for tackling. So he's he's on my defense side.
A gaming peasant says, I see you guys really like soccer video games. I remember you did another video like this.
Well, that was
before.
sports games, generally speaking.
Games.
We're just doing this because the World Cup is on. That's why we're doing it. All right.
And
Yeah.
also said,
to be perfectly honest, we're pandering. But anyway,
we're pandering to the
Detroit Human.
Yeah.
Days Gone.
Good. Yeah.
And Devil May Cry 5, mostly old games. So those are some
Good,
games he bought.
yeah,
But
good
yes,
choices, gaming peasant. Of course, we here at the Timeless Gamer Show love our retro games. So good choice of games for the purchases on the Steam Summer Sale.
And I'll give him credit. He said Days Gone. That game, haven't played it, is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's the unofficial sequel to Siphon Filter, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
I think with soccer games, just to say why we like it. For me, I can only sort of appreciate these games when I'm playing with someone. If I'm on my own, I'm not really into sports games. It has to be competitive. I just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, go on, please continue what you were saying.
But anybody play that game? Days Gone, fun. If you like zombies, hordes, that's your game.
Motorcycles.
Yes, and you run out of gas too. That's the fun part.
That game's too scary for me.
So Raj, Josh
the
says
zombie
hi
games.
to you.
I get too scared
fun.
with the survival horror stuff. Too scary.
Mr. I, what are your thoughts on Mega Man Soccer?
I'm actually surprised there was actually a soccer game for Mega Man. I'm just curious, Sir Juan, did you play this with an English version or
the English
because
version?
Because I was thinking if there was an English one because what we're saying is a Japanese one.
Yeah,
there's an English
it's
version.
released in North America and Japan. It just wasn't released in Europe, as I said earlier. If you remember. Yes, I was a bit annoyed, but
Rockman up.
I'm glad they actually got a story behind this one, and it's not just a random Rockman Mega Man game. So that's quite nice. I like it.
In the Mega Man world, there's always something going on as long as Wily's around.
Wily.
By the way, I love the hoodie. Radius.
Yeah.
No
that's
joke.
nice. So JDM, your thoughts on Mega Man Soccer?
Mega Man Soccer. You know what? You know why this game is slow? Because it didn't have the blast processing that Mega Drive had. That's why it's slow. Yes.
But you have to understand, in that era, Capcom were hand in glove with Nintendo. Yeah, that's why there's only if you really think about it, there's only 3 officially sort of made games that Capcom made for Mega Drive. So you got Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 2 New Challenges, Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition, and the Punisher. Everything else was reprogrammed by Sega and under the Capcom license, like Ghouls and Ghosts, because Nintendo really they had Capcom in a stranglehold in regards to contracts. They didn't do what companies like Acclaim did. So Acclaim, for example, were in an exclusive contract with Nintendo. So what they went and did is they created another company called Flying Edge, and they just got them to publish their games on Mega Drive under the Flying Edge label. That's what they did. But Capcom didn't think that way. They just wanted to keep their name as Capcom, which is understandable. So there you go. But you're absolutely right. If it was on Mega Drive and the Mega Drive hardware or Sega hardware was better suited for faster action sports games, it probably would have fared better. And I would have felt generally, I know people would be like, no, you're wrong. Not that the Mega Man games are bad on Super Nintendo. I would have thought they might have fared better on the Mega Drive as well. Although we did have Mega Man Wily Wars. That's another story altogether. Anyway, sorry. Go on, continue with this game.
Just to touch up on on Gaming Priest's question. He says, "Yeah, I felt sad about Days Gone. It flopped so bad it didn't win Sony. It didn't win Sony to make another. From my understanding too, Sony closed down the studio that made that game.
Yeah,
I mean, I've heard mixed reviews about it too. Honestly, you have to play it for yourself, so you get a feel for it. I mean,
funniest thing is Xbox gets a lot of flack for closing down studios, but Sony is just as bad as Xbox when it comes to closing down studios. Really.
They are. Oh god, look, these guys. This is it. I knew this was going to happen. I knew someone was going to bring this up, and it's going to highlight the whole episode. We could have a whole episode on this reaction.
Oh yeah, definitely. Proposal. Great studios that got closed down by the companies that bought them out. You know. All right. So anyway, later
And
we'll talk
maybe
about
you
that
can
later.
join us in that episode.
Oh yeah.
Gaming Peasant.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yes, gaming
Just
president.
let us
Like I
know.
mean, but just don't listen to or read or what you read about the game. Like literally, like give it a shot for yourself.
Yes.
You know, when I saw it, when they actually tossed that trailer into one of the showcases, I forgot which one it was. Like literally, it blew my mind. So that's why I knew I had to play it. I put in 46 hours. And like literally 100% it, dude, and I will play it again if I have to.
Oh wait! I want to address what Josh Hunt just brought up into the chat. It's very, very pertinent. What do you guys think of the BS Sony and Microsoft are currently pulling on us gamers? It's terrible, honestly, Josh. It is terrible what the not just Sony and Microsoft. It's the big three: Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. They're all pulling a lot of BS on us gamers, and we gamers have the power. As the recent Masters of the Universe film says, I have the power. We gamers have the power to say, screw this. I'm closing my wallet off to you guys until you get your shit together. And I am just going to go play my backlog of games, and I'm just going to play whatever I already have. I don't have to spend on anything that you guys are going to be selling me unless you guys get your shit together, because we gamers are the ones who dictate what we want to play. And if you guys aren't going to do what we want, then we're just not going to buy your product. That's my opinion on it, Josh.
That's right.
And then we can end this Joel's rant on 2 hashtags: hashtag Team Physical, hashtag Fuck Digital. Damn.
And let's not forget, hashtag
Lyric.
stop killing games. Definitely. Hashtag stop killing
Make a-
games.
You need to make a song out of this. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Make-
All right. One. Your assignment.
Physical pussies.
Make a song.
Physical pussies.
3 hashtags that Juan is going to make a hit song from. Juan. That's your assignment. for the
Physical
weekend.
pussies.
I'm taking the
Physical pussies.
He's taking it down already. Very good. Very good. Yeah.
Lyrics. Yeah, so you could get some lyrics down on this.
Yeah, why not?
Anyway,
All right.
So, Joe,
shall we?
your
Have we
thoughts?
finished talking about Mega Man Soccer now?
All right.
I'm done.
Okay. So Mega Man Soccer, another violent game, should be banned. All right. The robot masters in this game, do they incorporate their special maneuvers here in the soccer, or they just run
just
around
special
and kick? That's all.
Run around, kick, and they have special shots. That's it.
Oh, really?
According to
Oh.
you know what their name is. So like like
Right.
Mega Man, like they'll shoot like a charge shot.
You're talking about what in a brawler? We're talking about soccer games here. I mean, what kind of sport do you think this is? Like we just go into fights and stuff? Like, come on, man. Like, what do you think
Look,
this is?
very violent.
Very violent. Okay.
Next game, go.
Next
This
game.
game, it is World Cup 98, released in 1998. So JDM, take it away. World Cup
France
98.
98. France.
Yes. I was actually gonna pick
Viva la
NFL
Resistance.
Game Day 97, but it's not American football game, unfortunately. So I'm going with World Cup 98 from EA Sports back in 1998 for the PC, PlayStation, and Nintendo 64. I did not know about that.
Yeah.
So, oh, amazing that sound.
Oh, why did
Anyway.
you mute that, Joe? That sound is iconic. If you
All right.
hear that,
Yes.
there you go. That's
Sound
it.
One more.
Remember as kids, you were
Alright,
praying
alright.
to hear that sound. That would tell you
Okay.
if this is loaded fire.
Oh no.
All right, now
It's
let's
a little.
do this. Quick question. So when
a
you
li-
guys hear that, what do you hear? When you guys hear that, what game comes to mind first without thinking?
Metal Gear Solid.
Final Fantasy
989 Studios.
989 Studios.
Pepsi
Really
Man.
good one.
Sports. It's in the game.
Actually,
Oh, there you go.
little bit of a what do you call this? A little bit of a trivia. Well, anecdote. When we had a little bit of an event in the Philippines. I forget where this was, Joe. And we were having retro gaming tournaments. When that sound played in the loudspeakers, everybody in the mall had their heads turned in that direction. They recognized that
Yeah,
sound
it did.
instantly. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
they did.
matter where in the mall it was, they knew that sound, and it really awoke a little bit of a gamer feel inside of everybody.
It's probably the most iconic boot sound of any console.
Yes,
of all time.
agreed,
I think
agreed.
we can all agree here that PlayStation sound, like you would hear the brrr, and you see the Sony,
Mm. Oh,
and then
yeah.
you'd like, as a kid, you'd be like, "Come on, please load, please load."
Oh,
please
yeah.
load. Disc in there, you're thinking hopefully it'll work.
Please load,
And there
please
we go.
load,
There's
please
nothing.
load.
Yeah, the moment that whoosh sound happened, that the disc had loaded, you were good. Yeah.
That's why everyone. That's why it's so iconic, because we've all been there. Anyway,
Mm.
France
And you'll-
'98.
And you
That-
will
That loading
You will
intro
feel
is
sad.
the one that taught us how to take care of our games too.
Damn right.
you will feel
100%.
sad if you did not hear that sound.
Yeah, the whoosh sound. Yeah, there you go.
But to
All
give
right,
it up to the
JDM,
chats,
continue.
though, Metal Gear is winning. So actually, no, Metal Gear and SSX Tricky.
Oh yeah. Mhm. But SSX Tricky was on PS2 though,
Two.
so that's a different boot sound, but almost as iconic still. Anyway, continue, JDM.
But I'm gonna thank Richard though. He gave me an idea, cooking up some beef from the gaming companies.
There you go. Nice. Thanks so much, Ryan. There you go, Richard Ryan. There you go, JDM. Go for it.
Okay, so this is the first official FIFA World Cup game for the PS1. And like Sir Viraj said, it was developed by EA Canada. And this is the first 3D World Cup game because of the PlayStation. And you now have 3D rendering, especially if you're playing on the PC. You have the DirectX, you have those graphic cards that you have, those Voodoo creative graphic cards. And yeah, I first played this as a demo back in 1998, early 1998, and it was England versus Brazil, and you play as Brazil, of course. And yeah, after you hear that whooshing sound, you hear EA Sports, then you will hear the sound of the music from Chumbawamba, Thumb Thumping, the iconic soundtrack for FIFA World Cup '98. And unfortunately, it's the only soundtrack that was included in this game. Whenever you go on halftime, it plays Thumb Thumping. Then right after, it will play a different soundtrack. Then once again, back to Thumb Thumping. So that only I was expecting La Copa de la Vida of which guy is that? Ricky Martin will be played, but unfortunately, no. I don't think they don't have the
JDM, was this the one that had the intro video with song number 2 by Blur as the start?
In the US, no, I don't think it doesn't have.
Is it
No,
the one
it's
that
just
starts-
the
is that
Thumb
the song
Thumping.
that goes woohoo? Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
that
dun.
one exactly. Yeah.
Yes,
mhm.
yes, the Nintendo 64 version definitely did. 'Cause that's the one I played, and you were absolutely right. That's
Yeah. I mean,
correct.
yeah,
got
I
my
have to
head
say
shaved, it wasn't easy.
that one exactly. Yeah.
Actually, I
The
don't
one-
remember because it's not.
Oh, you
on the
don't?
system.
Because yeah, that one when you heard that, I have to say that is one of the most hype-inducing intros in
Yeah.
football, football video games. When you see that and hear that, I have to say, we're in for a good time here. There you go. Anyway, continue, JDM.
That song only have 3 chords at most,
Yes, exactly.
but it
And
was an iconic song.
3 chords. You can say the same thing about "With or Without You" by U2. Those 3, it just has three notes. That's it. Mhm.
So going back to this game, you could also see Futix in the intro. That's the mascot of the World Cup '98 that It's a cock, not that one that you're thinking.
What? That you wave
And
around or something? That you go helicopter with?
that you brandish
A groin
around
comp,
It's a chicken.
a groin
chicken.
comp
Whoa.
for the dick,
third leg,
a dick
Cockerel.
protector, basically.
A cockerel. All right, let's use the full
the
word.
pecker.
Yeah.
Woody, Peter,
Wang.
the pan.
Johnson.
Are we doing the what was that? The Austin Powers bit? Wang.
All right.
Yeah, I know Austin Powers was also in.
Why you sound just like that lady?
So yes, after the intro, you have in the main menu you could select different game modes. You could play the World Cup season. You could also have a friendly game with your friend. And for the teams, it includes all of the teams that qualified for the finals. I think most of the teams that were in the previous game, the fifth road to FIFA World Cup '98 that was released in 1997, that was 2D game, 2.5D, if I recall correctly. And yeah, you can play as the top players from each of the other teams. For example, you have Ronaldo de Lima, Zinedine Zidane, or Zizou, if you're a fan. The Angel Gabriel, Gabriel Batistuta. You also have Alan Shearer and the poster boy, David Beckham from Manchester United. And we have Sir Dan also playing, I think. I'm here. And yeah, so as you can see, 3D rendered. We got the graphics from the old FIFA games. Then you have this game. You can really see the animation. Um, the size of the players are proportional, and even the ball was especially in the PC. If you're playing in the PC, you could see the design of the football that they're using. It's called the tricolor. One of my favorite footballs, this one. I really love that design. The colors of France. And it also have the commentary, by the way, by John Motson and Chris Waddle. I don't know who the guys were. I just saw it. And so you could gameplay wise, you could shoot. You can now shoot.
I would hope you can shoot.
through the you can shoot the ball. You can do some like the spectros that you call in the Pinoy slang. You could curve the ball, and you could pass. There's a
Can you do
indicator.
like any ball tricks?
And you could pass the ball. There's an indicator where you will be able, which player you will be able to pass the ball. You could also dribble the ball, so you will be able to avoid sweeps. You could also do some moves like elastico and step over. That's why you have Ronaldo in the game. And yeah, you could also do penalty shots. And when you win the game, the player that has the most goals will be the man of the match. But if you're playing the World Cup game mode, you will be able to, that player will be able to get the Golden Boot award. It's like the MVP for the NBA or in other sports. And venues, I this is quite the nitpick that I have for this game because you have different venues. You have Paris, you have Lyon, Bordeaux, Saint Etienne, but you can choose which stadium you want to play. But it they all kind of look the same. If you if the camera zooms out, it's just the same
Stadium.
stadium. thing.
Hmm.
So I don't know if they got they really focused on the uh, what do you call this, the gameplay and the design of the stadium. I mean the field and the
So there,
players.
oh, presentation. I like that.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
But is there any like advanced moves or anything that you can do? Like, I mean, bicycle
yeah,
kicks type shit.
there I haven't seen any bicycle kick in this game. I haven't tried it, but maybe in the subsequent games,
there were
maybe in besides game. Yeah,
You can
I
tell
have.
Juan is a fan of classic football soccer because bicycle kick is something that he really brought up. He Pele, yeah,
Pele.
he's a Pele fan. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
But before anything else, I want to acknowledge and I want to let everybody know that I'm very very happy that we have Johnny Sins. I mean Dan Faulkner in
Oh,
in our panel. All right, there you
All
go.
right, chaps.
There you go. Very very happy,
We didn't
Dan.
know he was playing for. He played for the World Cup '98.
There you go. But
Just
yes,
kidding.
continue, JDM. Go ahead.
Yeah,
so,
and one of the special game modes in this game is you have the World Cup classics. You can play the previous seasons of the World Cup series from the 50s, the 60s and 80s, even in the 30s. You have the World Cup 1930s and 1938.
God damn, what the hell
It
would they use
had
it for a
the
ball? Shit.
yeah, and you know what? It's also in sepia, so it's like ragtime, something like that. So it's
yeah, I mean, look,
really aesthetic is there.
so they've added some extra features in this. So, I
Mm.
mean, you've made it a much more bigger game, and as you can see, FIFA has evolved from what I showed from the first ever game on the Mega Drive, and how we have 3D models now during this fifth generation of gaming. Although they do look ugly now, looking at them from that point of view. But it's as you see, there's a lot more textures. There's a lot more going on, but I don't see any people in the stands animated like you saw in my Mega Drive game. So, in order to win something, you've lost something as well, if you think about it. Again, one thing I did find with the fifth generation FIFA games is they did call me crazy, but they just felt a bit
Crazy.
slower than what we saw in the 16-bit stuff. They just ran a bit slower, I felt. But that being said, like, you've got a lot more dynamic play, you have a lot more options, and they're overall winners overall. And yes, like you mentioned, Sir Joe, you're absolutely right. It did have a blur opening intro with that song, which really did get you sort of hyped to play it.
No crowd, but look at the cameras.
But another point I want to raise here is FIFA became so big at this point. Like, you saw that as an advertisement for Snickers in there, didn't you? How much do you think Snickers paid to have that ad in that video game? So you can understand, like, this is a huge franchise. These were selling millions of copies year on year, and it had ballooned. It was ballooning. And France '98 was a huge game, whether you had it on PlayStation, Nintendo 64. I played the N64 version, but it was huge. I know a lot of people had the copy of this game, and everyone remembers that blur opening because it's so iconic. If when you played it at somebody's house. So there we have it. But yeah, a great little classic, I would say, for the era, because it's so memorable for so many people.
Yeah, that's actually why I chose this game, because I really remember my days back in the UAE. Everyone is football here, football there. When they're done with cricket season, they play football. And I remember I have classmates from Kenya who were great football players in their young ages. So it kind of inspired me to play as well. And I played a lot of games at school. I learned how to get the ball into my face. Yes, I can't do strike.
So you like getting balls in your face. We understand. No innuendo, no euphemism there.
So he
All right.
likes them in the face. He also likes them behind
Balls
the
in
head.
the face. He likes
And behind the head.
Yeah. Okay.
But to your question, Overraj, there's no public record about how much Snickers paid to have their ad.
No, they wouldn't have been. It would have been a quite underhanded thing, I would think. But okay, because obviously Snickers might have
Okay,
sued.
looking at it, it says because Snickers didn't buy advertising directly from EA Sports.
Fair enough. But there's also the FIFA, because obviously you got EA Sports who are making a game, but they pay for the license with FIFA. So maybe that licensing fee was not only paid to FIFA, but Snickers, all the other sponsors were also in that deal. I don't know, to be honest, but I'm sure there must have been some money that was thrown into this, because it's big money, these FIFA games at this point. And even now, well, it's gotten so big they can't even afford to call it FIFA, as we mentioned earlier. They have to call it EA Football FC something, in it. So,
Yes.
or maybe EA are just being greedy and they don't want to pay the licensing. I think
What they need to do though is they need to bring back FIFA Street. Like literally, that game was
FIFA
fun.
Street was a very good little game. Yeah, it's a good little game. Oh, well. All right. Any other thoughts on FIFA 98? Anyone else has to share?
Yeah.
I remember this quite well, Ardy. I remember and it being a really good and realistic game in terms of it played out similar to how an actual game of football played out. But the only thing that did me is I remember the keepers being really crap. You could beat the keepers really easy. So I remember thinking if they'd have just got better quality keepers in programming a little bit better, it'd have been an absolute classic.
It's hard to I mean, I think you make a very valid point, Dan, which is when they were making these games, they're still learning, because football is a very complex game, just like American football, just like all these other sports. And there's so many aspects to it. You've got a tactical, strategic aspect to it as well. How certain players will interact on the pitch, and obviously different players have different skill sets, and they made it even more complex with that as well. Yeah. Different moves, different maneuvers, different ways that you can take a ball or the ball will move in these conditions, different weather conditions. There's so many things they programmed in. And then you mentioned a very good point, which is the goalkeepers. And the goalkeepers, I think, in the games were a bit crap. Even I had this game called Onside Soccer on my PlayStation. Absolute crap goalies on there. So I think, and we'll venture, when we get to the 2000s, we'll talk about how the realistic aspects of FIFA were threatened because of another company called Konami who created something called Pro Evolution Soccer that was more realistic to real football. But we'll talk about it later on. But you're absolutely right. The goalies were shit in this game. It was very easy to get scores like 13-0 if you're that good. Yeah. That's the truth. If you're playing competitive, you could stupid scores like 15, like no one gets a computer if you became really good at it. Or you get scores like, even when you're playing competitive, you get like 7-3. That's not really what soccer is or football. No. You know that there should be a bit more defense there. It shouldn't be that easy to score a goal. That's the truth. And then when simulation football games got a bit more complex, that's when things got really interesting in the PS2 era for sure. All right. Any other thoughts on France 98?
I think how it looks like, it seems like a template for the future FIFA games because, I'm looking at it on my laptop screen and it's like 320 by 480 resolution. Never mind how pixelized or boxy the characters are, but in this screen that I'm looking at, it feels like the modern FIFA games. So yeah, it really feels like the template of how the successive games look like because I have a 2002 and 2015 game on me and it really looks the same. Just don't mind the boxy graphics. It's exactly the same.
If you played the PS1 version, the players looks like the character designs from Tomb Raider 2. That's what I was thinking when I was playing this game on the PS1. But if you have the Windows version, it's smoothened out, so it looks much better. Which unfortunately,
just use DuckStation. It'll high defify the whole thing. And
Station
yeah,
one.
yeah, Dust Station makes it high def and much easier for these old ass eyes of mine. So yeah,
Makes it, it's just the best.
Right.
Even for young eyes like me, we like the way Duck Station.
there you go. All right, I think we're good. Joe, final thoughts?
You chewing.
I get
Another
all
violent
the
game.
time.
Okay.
Another violent game. Oh my goodness.
You
Okay.
wanna
Should be
ban it,
banned.
man.
Okay.
This is
So
probably what the least violent.
what I like about this game really just some nice additions, some FIFA trivia every once in a while during the halftime scoring. There's a question there earlier, like about the civil war in Yugoslavia. How long was it that it pretty much interrupted the soccer game? 4 years. It's a long time,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. So this is what, like a PC, PS1. Is it
PS1, yeah.
Nintendo 64, PS1, and PC as well,
right? Nice.
And 64.
and Game Boy.
Yeah,
You got to be
it's-
primitive.
It's kind of violent because you now have the button to do an aggressive tackle,
You can force foul.
like
Yeah,
sweep. Yeah.
you get a red card.
And you can now have the red card.
Mm.
Can you ever remember the actual World Cup '98 footballs themselves?
Yes.
Because they were terrible. I can't remember who did it, whether it was FIFA or whoever, but they redesigned them. And I used to play football regularly with my friends back then, and to actually kick, they flew all over the place. And in the tournament itself, a lot of the top players had trouble. If you remember, I think it was the tournament with the least free kicks ever scored from set plays, because none of the players could control that ball. So I'm glad they ignored that for the game.
They also
it reminds
included
me
the showboating here. Good.
Yes.
They still include the showboating. I appreciate that. Always include the showboating, guys.
All right. Shall we move
The
on
only
to the
bad
next?
memory that I have it reminds me of the outcome of the World Cup '98, because it's Brazil 0, then France 3.
Yeah, good, because France were the better team. It's like France were playing like Brazil, and Brazil were playing like France. Good. You know what I mean?
And
Well,
And Brazil win too much anyway. They should be allowed to win, as far as I'm concerned. All right.
well, now that Dan has brought up that point, it might be a good idea to have his game, because it was supposed to have been the first of the series that we're talking about in this show. Dan, you want to talk about your game?
Yeah, Sensible Soccer. We're going back to, I think, 1992 when it were released. Sensible Software, who were also responsible for Cannon Fodder. I don't know if you can remember that little classic. Yes, little classic game. They kept that kind. Well, they started their gaming series with Sensible Soccer. There were loads of different iterations of it throughout the years, but it's still one of my favorite games because it's just super simplistic, but it really embraces that snappy, fast-paced arcade feel. And it's again, like a lot of sports games, like Viraj says, in one player it gets quite easy to beat the computer, but in two players this is a lot of fun. I've lost a lot of hours to this in two players. And it originally come out on the Amiga, and it was a one-button affair, which it was still great, still plays really well. But with it having only one button, it made it your length of kick and your distance of kick was a little bit harder to control. You couldn't do if you tried to do a short pass, sometimes it do a long pass and vice versa. And it got a Mega Drive port, which, because the Mega Drive had got 3 buttons, that problem went away, and it made it a lot more fun to play for me, because then you could choose your passes.
It's nice and fun.
Yeah, and it's just really, it still is today. It's still a really, really fun game. It's got a really nice balance of tackling, passing, shooting. Each game feels like its own unique thing. I think that's one of the problems when 3D came about. A lot of the football games started to feel like they fell into a pattern a lot more easily. Because it were a lot easier to predict what we're doing, because the programmers were a bit more limited initially, whereas this was like the back end of the 2D 16-bit era starting to get there, and you could score all kinds of goals. You know what I mean? You could score tap-ins, you could score 30-yarders, you could do kicks in this, headers, the lot. So but the keepers were a bit crap still, unfortunately. But
they were crap. I did play this game on your suggestion, Mega Drive version, of course. I did play the Mega CD and the SNES version just to compare. I played. God, I just wanted to see what the differences were. The SNES version has a bit more nice of an atmosphere in terms of sound, but in terms of speed, the Mega Drive is faster. The Sega CD one is also an interesting one to check out, and there was also the international editions of this game as well, and you had the European Championship, so it's what you want to play, and they made two different versions, but it's fundamentally very much the same game. More money for old rope, the same game, but they just release it onto international banner next year, so it really makes no difference what you want as you're an enthusiast. A very fast-paced game, I'll say that for sure, because obviously you've got less assets to manage as a processor, if you think about it. I mean, that is such a primitive sprite. Look how tiny it is. So easy for players to just get across. Obviously, because you've got a lack of animation, it's not as graphically appealing. It even looks 8-bit, if we're being honest, on a 16-bit platform. But, very, very fast-paced game. A lot of fun. And I think back to February when I was at the Leeds Gaming Market, and I make these builds for the Super Nintendo and Mega Drive. A customer asked me, does it have sensible soccer on it? And I'm like, well, yeah, it does. And I showed it to him, and he didn't care about any of the other games. He just wanted that sensible soccer game on there. I thought, well, what's the big deal? And now that you mention it again, I'll give it a go. I can think, all right, I can understand it's a lot of fun with two players, and it's fast, it's arcadey. It's not bogged down in too much. That being said, there is a strategy there. We can pick what formation you want the players in, what teams you want and all that. So there is, I'm not saying it's overly simple. There is a strategy to this game when you set it up. But it doesn't take long to set up a game and get straight into it. I would say the problem with modern soccer games now, which I'm sure everyone in this chat will agree, and it takes ages just for you to set up and get into a game. This is just, you're in there, and that's why a game like this has its merits. So, very interesting and good choice.
This one of the things that also made this stand out was it was the first game where they went to town on the player names.
Yes,
so you had a massive. They lent into the genuine football names initially. So instead of having Nottingham Forest, they'd have Nottingham Trees. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they couldn't use the whole name, but they took exactly. License was used. Yeah,
but then they leaned into it. Then they realised, wait a second, we can have some fun with this, and then they did an whole roster of kebab shop 11s, and all stupid stuff like politician 11s, and you'd have Maggie Thatcher, and
Major,
Ken Clark, and all.
No Major.
Oh, that's funny.
Not John Major, no Major, or something. I know, it's silly, isn't it? What they've done, but yeah, you could have a laugh with it, and I think this is definitely quintessentially a British game, a European game for sure, that we enjoyed. I don't know how well it did in America or whatever, but it was a lot of fun for what it was. And I remember people talking about it even when FIFA was out, Sensible Soccer, people talking about it. But obviously, when you see something like FIFA International Soccer next to this, obviously is a world apart in terms of how different they are. And obviously, I think FIFA really definitely put football gaming on the map when it came out. But this is obviously not long before it. And really, my first one was World Cup Italia 90, which is even more primitive than this. So you can see the sort of steady, and this is somewhere in between FIFA and that. So you can see there's an evolution of things. But yeah, it's a very interesting choice. Good one.
Some of those players are from Holland. Isn't that weird? Sorry.
You made a joke. But
I know. Only a few caught it though.
I didn't get it. No, sorry. Anyway, there you go.
I like the top-down view. It's really nice. I like that style. Because I'm used to playing FIFA.
I'm actually kind of surprised then that you didn't choose Football Manager and you chose Sensible Soccer instead.
I'll be honest, mate. I didn't even think about Football Manager. It's a good point. I mean,
great.
I used to really like Championship Manager. I really did. You could lose yourself for flipping days in that, mate. You could, it were. I mean, the problem I always had with that is that once you'd found a good player, a cheap good player, then it played itself. Can you remember that Freddie Adu? Can you remember Freddie Adu?
Oh,
It was basically like tipped to be the next Pele, Maradona, and he basically once you could sign him for free at start of a season, and once you signed him, whatever team you managed, he just scored.
That's true. That's true.
It was a player in real life, and in real life, he went on to do nothing. He was absolutely
So it's kind of like signing Superman for the Justice League already, right off the bat, and I understood. Got it.
But I think something with sensible soccer, what I forgot to mention as well, is that I can't think of any other football game before it that allowed you to change players' skin colours. It was one of the first that you could, and I believe that was down to John Barnes. I think did a promotion for it, England and Liverpool winger, and he were like, wait a second, I can't play as myself, so they changed it, and thus you could change skin tone and hair tone. Couldn't make them bold though. Couldn't make a Johnny Sins.
No, there you go. I was gonna say, if you have the Johnny Sins skin, then you're golden.
Zidane. Zinedine Zidane. All right, he's the most famous. Zidane was a legend. Sadly, he went out poorly in that France 90, whatever cup it was. 2002. I can't remember. It was bad. But anyway, all right. Any other thoughts on this?
For this game, was there any more made after this, or just the only?
Yeah, no, they made loads, mate. They made because the formula you couldn't really change the basic formula, so they just added knobs on, and in terms of not even gameplay knobs, they tweaked it a bit, but it were mainly the rosters that they added and the tournaments they added. Like when you first got it, you didn't really have many tournaments, but then they added different cup competitions and different leagues and everything like that. So I think I'm not sure how many. I'm guessing.
Well, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 games.
16
in the series. But yeah, I think the last big one was Sensible World of Soccer 2007. There was one planned in 2024, but it was a spiritual successor called Sensible Soccer 25 in 2024. But there's no real information on that, to be honest. But there was a gap between the series, like between 98 and 2005. But they became more like sort of mobile-oriented Java-based games, and there might be the odd PlayStation game there, the Sensible Soccer 2006. But it was a series that had a sporadic success. There'd be like a gap between like one game to another later on. Obviously, you're competing with heavyweights like FIFA and the Konami with their Pro Evolution Soccer series at this point. Like, how can something like this really compete with this more arcade style, I should say?
I remember playing the Pro Evolution Soccer on the 3DS, man. That shit was fun.
That's a different thing. Yeah, there you
go. I'd say as a pick up and play, if you want to play a football game just to pick up and play instantly with a friend. Yeah, like, you got 5-10 minutes to kill while you're waiting for some food to cook, something like this. This is the ideal one because you don't have to mess about with anything.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, it's like it seems like it has a good pace to it, good flow as you're playing. Like it's consistent.
Yeah.
But you got FIFA International Soccer, which is just as good, which will do the same thing because you got.
But I mean, to Dan's point though, like if you want some time to kill, this would be the best way to do it because I mean, it's not very technical. Like literally, you just fucking grabbing a controller, moving, score. That's it.
Yeah. But then there's also World Cup Italia 90, which is probably ideal for that too. Because there's a lot of football games, but I suppose
I think this plays way better than Italia 90, though. Way better than Italia 90.
Yes, because in Italia 90 you got a cropped map in it. It's just one player, and that's it. So it's just what's going on there. I still like Italia 90 though. But anyway, but that's my bias. Like I grew up with that game. Right. Any more thoughts on this primitive?
I think that this game, it looks. I mean, for modern gamers who don't know any better, they might think, "What the f is this game?" But as someone who's everyone here who grew up with, you know, quote unquote older games, all I could think of is, oh my, this must be difficult because with how fast the game is paced, you know, that's all I could think, how difficult this must be. But modern gamers might think, this is what the crap is this, you know, just different perspectives I'm thinking.
Do you know what with this game as well? This is one for you, Sir Joe. You can actually foul players, but you can get red cards and you can get sent off. In the Sega CD version, I was playing it last night. I thought, oh dear, because I fouled somebody and I got kicked off. I thought, referee, you blind? That was a legit, you know. But you know, you can't really tell, you know. But I got sent off. I was reduced to 10 men. Shameful. Let's hope it doesn't happen to England again tonight, man. Let's take on these Norwegians. Let's beat these slags. We're better than this guy. They got that Vigo the Carpathian looking bastard from Ghostbusters 2. We've got to take him out.
Ireland, yeah. As long as if keep Ireland quiet, we'll beat him. But that's a big ask.
Yeah, it's to be honest, it's going to be a really interesting game to watch, and there could be an upset, and we could lose. But I'm predicting 2-1 to England.
Well, I'm not watching soccer today, even though this is a soccer episode, because Conor McGregor's fighting tonight. So you know what, my money's
Who's Conor McGregor? Who's that?
UFC fighter. You never heard of Conor McGregor?
Oh, he's that grifter. Yeah, I know who he is. Okay, so anyway. All right, any more thoughts on this, or shall we move on to the next game, or should we take a break? I don't know. What do you want to do?
It looks better than the NES game. Yeah. And it's simple, but it's effective. And no wonder why Dan selected this game, chose this game, because I think he's more of an action man than a Premier League manager, because I played Premier Manager 98 and it was a chore.
Yeah. I'd say to everyone, when you come off this show, just boot this up on emulation if you can get it, and just give it 5 minutes, and you just really enjoy it. Trust me.
This game was huge. Look, check this out, right? It came out in '92, right? And look at all the formats it was for, right? So we got for the Amiga, the Atari ST. Who had one of those? It was an Atari ST. Amiga CD32 got this. Who had one of those? Yeah. Super NES, Game Boy, Sega Mega Drive, Sega CD, the Game Gear had it. The Master System even got one of these things, and the Acorn Archimedes got this game. Goodness me, they were a big
deal. It were a big deal in the UK.
And even in the international edition, even the international edition, Amiga C32, Atari ST, Sega Mega Drive got it, Atari Jaguar got it, Super NES got the international edition. So yeah, this was no joke. This game, you know, very, very big game for sure. So it's a really interesting pick. So it shows you that it was quite well supported on a number of formats, and it was accessible to many. And that's why it's probably remembered in a lot of people's hearts. I'll always remember it as an Amiga game, though.
Yeah.
My cousin had it on Amiga, but I was like, whatever, man. You know.
What friend? What friend are you talking about?
Which friends? I got more friends than you slag. What are you talking about with your Mega Man?
You said you played it on Amiga. Like, okay, in Spanish that means friend.
Amiga.
Well, actually, Amiga is a female friend.
I didn't know that. Well, Amiga CD30. Well, it's different. The Commodore Amiga.
I know that was just a joke. So.
If you speak to somebody who, if you speak to pretty much any Amiga owner or player from the day, this will always be in their top 10. Guarantee you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it came on my Amiga 500 Mini as a pre-installed game. I think it might be on that. But I tell you something, like the Amiga, there were a lot of snobs in the Amiga community because, like, when it came to microcomputers, you were rich if you had an Amiga 500. Yeah, you're middle class if you had the Commodore 64, and like if you had the ZX Spectrum, you were poor. But that's another story.
Amiga were 400 quid when they first come out, and your Mega Drive were, I think, 180 quid a game.
189.99 was the Mega Drive price. It went down to 150. It went down to 150 very quickly with the packing Sonic 1. So it was more affordable with Mega Drive, and to be honest, Mega Drive could do things that Amiga couldn't, vice versa. So,
man,
right.
What we need, man, we just need our own soccer game. Bam, hands down. There you go. Let's do this.
Yeah, well, you got your Mega Man Soccer, and you're happy with that, surely.
No, I'm talking about an us game, fool.
The Timeless Gamer crew. Huh?
Yeah, that'd be
you need 11 player sport. It's an 11-player sport. If you don't have 11 on the panel, it can't be a true soccer game without 11 players. I'm afraid. Yeah. I'm like Madden in that regard. American football is an 11
then we need to make it to the 12th person can be just the referee.
Oh, gosh. We ain't got it.
Bam.
There aren't only how many people are on this panel now? I think there's about 10 of us. 8. Marky Mark ain't here.
No, today. Sorry, I think meant today.
Okay, but generally speaking, there's not 11 of us in total. I don't know. I'll have to do a roster count. Maybe they could make a game. Maybe Juan is right. They could make a soccer game based on this little panel here. You know, the timeless podcast.
Gamers All Star.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Shall we move on to the next
Bringing
game?
in the rev, yeah, because unless Joe wants to talk about his game, he's looking a little bored down there.
Well, RV's kind of next on the list. There's a chronological order because we meant to start with.
Yeah, Premier Manager. I played it on the N64. Premier Manager 99. Just a bit of history. In the late 90s, football management games were primarily on the PC. So you had, as Dan mentioned, Championship Manager, Premier Manager, just to name a few. And people were willingly spending their weekends staring at spreadsheets and watching football simulations rather than, going outside and playing football. I was certainly one of them. Then British video game developer Gremlin Interactive looked at the Nintendo 64 and said, you know what? This needs financial reports. And yes, that's how we get Premier Manager. If you've ever seen the show Welcome to Wrexham, then you know it's about Ryan Reynolds and his friend Rob buying a Welsh football club, Wrexham FC, and showing the ups and downs of owning a football club, from renovating the stadium to signing new players, all the while convincing me, hey, owning a football club looks like fun. Well, Premier Manager lets you do basically the same thing. You'll encounter problems like whether to replace the stadium toilets or buy a better striker. Unlike FIFA, though, you never actually control the players. You're the manager. You set the formation, whether it's a 4-3-3, 4-4-2. Then you pick the tactics. Do I play man-to-man or zone defense? You also scout players, negotiate transfers, increase or decrease ticket prices, upgrade your stadium, search for sponsorships, argue with the board, promise your squad a massive bonus if they win, and then immediately regret it when they actually win. All this might sound, boring to some, but if you like management simulation games and football, you might actually enjoy this. I certainly do.
How much have you made off of being a manager, RV?
Sorry?
How much have you made on being a manager?
For 10 months.
It sounds like you're not making anything.
Oh, well, in the game, they give you, imagine money. So I think you start off with around £20 million. So, but I've played Football Manager on PC, and compared to playing this on the 64, it's not as easy. I'll give you an example. When scouting for players, for example, the game would give you a list of all the free agents. And on the PC, I could normally use the mouse to scroll up and down, the mouse wheel, to see all the players and stats. And it made it easy to navigate. Whereas on the Nintendo 64, you had to use the directional buttons. And if you want to see the very last player on the list, you'd have to go through every player to kind of see the last person. So it was just kind of annoying. That being said,
it's a very strange game to put on an N64, because not only, the N64 customer base, really, it were typical Nintendo kids who bouncy cutesy platformers, and
exactly.
Here's something that requires a bit of brain work, and they're lost.
You know what I'll say, though? You got to give Gremlin Interactive some credit, though, because like you said, so Dan, Nintendo 64 wasn't exactly designed for football management games. The N64 cartridge was tiny compared to CDs. A standard computer CD holds vastly more memory than an N64 cartridge. So there wasn't enough storage for massive databases, and somehow Gremlin squeezed 4 English divisions, thousands of players, financing, training, sponsorships, stadium upgrades, and scouting into that single cartridge. Honestly, it's impressive. Even if the user interface is not that user friendly, the reason I kind of wanted to play this was I really enjoy playing Football Manager. Like Sir Dan, I've spent hours into it, but I wasn't aware that this existed, so I gave it a shot. And I gotta say, Premier Manager, it is fun to play. It is addictive once you get the hang of it. I enjoyed managing a team and watching it win. It kind of made me feel like Sir Alex Ferguson, except I didn't win any league titles. I would definitely recommend it though if you want to dip your toes into a retro football manager game. I gave it kind of a 6 out of 10, mainly because the user interface is very clunky, as you can see there on the screen. It is okay, but it just kind of didn't make the game as fun. Although if you want something more advanced and challenging, definitely try the Football Manager series. It's the pinnacle of football manager simulations. Yes, so Dan, your thoughts?
Well, I'll give you a little bit of trivia, mate. Gremlin Interactive was actually based in Sheffield, which is about 45 minutes away from me. And I used to actually, when I used to play my bands, I used to rehearse in a studio probably about 2 streets over from them, where they were originally based anyway, back in the day. So, but yeah, I mean, I've never played that one. I like the fact that they've got, the presentation is animated, because even the more advanced PC management games, like in the early noughties, were usually not animated like this. They were normally just little representations of players. So I think that, from a presentation point of view, that's nice to see. But I part of me actually really wants to try it, because I really want to see what it's like on an N64, because I just can't. I just get the feeling it's going to be really clunky. Do you know what I mean?
It is.
I mean, the series did start off. The series did start off on Mega Drive, Dan. So you can always just have a look. I just want to throw it in there. That this series, the same developers started off playing this Mega Manager on the Mega Drive. You find it in the simulation category on the build I've got for you. But then, so there you go. So there you go. What I will say is that, with this sort of simulation game, there were so many changes that happened years later.
Nice.
I would say that the Football Manager series that Sega and Sports Interactive worked on in the 2000s is pinnacle, really, when we're talking about sort of thing. Personally, not to slight this game for what it is, but this game looks a lot more primitive than what we have now in today's days management simulation. But,
Speaking of Nintendo 64, International Soccer, 1998. Apparently one of the best soccer games for the N64. Exclusive for the 64.
Listen, Sir Joe, yeah? I'll just put it out to you, yeah?
Probably.
Listen, the Nintendo 64 is a system that's only good for the Nintendo stuff and Rareware stuff, and I'll die on that hill. There's nothing else that's good on it, so I don't know why you're trying to show off. Like, I've got a sports game system. No one gives a fuck, all right? Sports games was PlayStation from that era. It was just too slow and shit on Nintendo 64. I'm sorry to say it.
Knockout Kings was good.
Okay, who gives a fuck? Me and Sir RV.
No, I'm just
fuck
telling you that game that you got there is worth shit. You can wipe your ass on the cartridge because it ain't worth nothing to me, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, so you
don't turn around and say Quest 64.
What?
Quest 64, I got that.
Quest 64. the only RPG on the system, and it's a sack of shit.
The only RPG, very shitty game. I still got it.
Gone off on a tangent now, but I just want to make a point about, we don't talk about wrestling games, the Nintendo first-party games and Rareware. That's all Nintendo 64 is good for. I don't know why you're acting like you got something. That you should be embarrassed to hold that sport.
The 64 is.
Embarrassed.
Come on, the 64 is very known for action, racing, and platform games, man.
What the hell, man? Oh, platform games, fair enough, yeah. But if we're talking racing games,
action, come on, dude. The best shooter around, dude. Actually, 2. You got Perfect Dark and GoldenEye. Come on.
Oh God,
really? Okay. God. Okay, I did say Rareware. Rareware.
Or we're just talking about games on the console itself. We're not talking companies.
GoldenEye always made me laugh because I'm not being funny, but it was so basic and simplistic compared to Hexen 2 on the PC.
Yeah.
Both came out in like around a month of each other. I got both, and I remember I got GoldenEye first. Yeah, like this is pretty great, and I got Hexen 2, and I was like, I'm never playing GoldenEye again. You know what I mean? It was so much more advanced.
I think GoldenEye overshadowed its successor.
I think that the last time I played like the old school before they like ported over on the Xbox, I played with Jose. I was at his house and we were like literally just running around, slaps only in GoldenEye. That's it. That's what makes it fun.
Speaking of racing and Nintendo 64, Extreme G, motherfuckers.
All right, well done.
Ooh,
Well done.
Yeah,
you You can wipe their ass on that.
And if you don't have Cruising USA, bro, I don't know, bro.
Oh, Cruising USA. I have to admit that game was tons of fun in the arcades. I have to admit, yeah.
Cruising USA, Cruising World was just as amazing because the Cruising World they introduced drifting. Cruising Erotica, I don't know about that
All
one.
right, so we're going off tangent now. Anyway. So any more thoughts on this Premier Manager 99 thing that Gerard you wanted?
Well, we were talking about games that were competing with this soccer game on the 64, so hush.
Oh,
I noticed it's got all the proper player names though. Graham
It does.
Lasso,
It does.
Neville, they paid for the.
Asai,
That's good, yeah.
Gianfranco Zola, Dennis Wise, yeah. It's got all the old Chelsea team.
I played Premier Manager 98 on the PC from Gremlin. I will never forget those Gremlin interactive games. Premier Manager 98, Motorhead, and Men in Black. I have that on bundle, and it was worth my time. And really, there's several different modes of difficulty in this game because you could, as a manager, you can do renovations, just the stadium stuff. If you're a pro, you could do the marketing stuff like bonuses, signing players. There's also a mode where you could do therapy for the training and therapy for the players. If you have the like the general manager mode, you have all of those in your game, and yeah, you can sign or sack the players. Sack, not suck.
I mean, I'm sure there are games there like that, but
you could upgrade the stadium, have better, like RB said, you could have better toilets or other places of where they will buy their snacks somewhere. From that little details up to the much more difficult stuff. So, yeah, I chose Manchester United on this on that game.
Man, you
Yeah, and
United, the mighty red, there, mate.
you have the old
Red Devil.
players there, like and sometimes you need to some of the players, sometimes they get injured, so you need to pay for their insurance. You need to they're going to be missing out on some of the games, so sometimes it will take like a year for more like serious injuries. Some it's just 2 months. Then sometimes you need to, their skills are diminished, so you need to train them so they could get back into shape.
So,
Of course,
if your
it will
players
need
are
money
from
because
Canada,
you need
did you still have to pay their insurance bills? If your players were from Canada,
Oh man, it's not that.
Oh no! You don't pay for insurance. You don't pay for the players' insurance in Canada. You just straight up, end them because
Oh.
that's how they have their insurance
Right,
over there. Medically assisted something. Where you're offered. You're depressed. Oh, why not get killed?
here's
I'm
a
very
gun
dark.
and one bullet. There you go.
Yeah. Mhm.
Very dark. What I would say is, look, it's interesting to see that you chose a football management game, because obviously when we talk about football games, obviously we talk about arcadey style football games. You've got simulation based ones, and obviously this is definitely a game for enthusiasts that want to sit there and you can spend hours, and like Dan says, you can spend ages and ages into these football management games. Developing your club, developing your team, managing your economy. This is definitely one for someone like Sir Joel. That's because I can see him really enjoying those sort of games. So this is actually a very good choice for that kind of gamer who wants that slow burn. I think that's what this is. Yeah, very
They-
very nice. But I would say if you like this sort of thing, I have played Football Manager 2006, and that is a much more
Yeah.
that is a scale above this. Obviously, now that's a retro game. Could you imagine? That's like that's over 20 years old. 2006 is that just felt like yesterday. I remember seeing it on the show, and I'm like, it's funny how time flies, man. Time flies. But yeah, 2006.
But from this,
gonna-
I mean, since I
I'm gonna ask you all
heard
the-
where they're from Dan.
Sorry,
Best
mate.
game to try from the best game to try from this studio from Gremlin, Loaded.
From Gremlin, Zool.
Loaded. My favorite.
Well, Loaded
game.
was good. Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Yeah. That way.
Favorite.
What was that? There were another as well. Oh, what was that other one? They did Lotus Challenge, didn't they? Lotus Turbo
Yeah,
Challenge
and,
as well.
and the Top Gear series.
So very good studio. Very good. Very underrated studio.
Yeah, very. I agree.
By the way, just to add, I guess the reason why they made these football management games is, in real life, when the superstars, they tend to retire out of the field, and they started to want to manage their own teams. That's why they have these management games, maybe to practice or know more about the business outside the field.
Okay, that's a fun fact.
you
So play Premier Manager. You can run your own club. Cool.
Yes.
Do this.
Did you?
Well,
Can I
I
ask
think
Orbit?
Hmm.
Did you play as Chelsea? Did you pick Chelsea as your team?
I did, yes, Chelsea.
How
there's-
did that come about? How did you come to support Chelsea then?
So the place that I work for, they're actually based in England. Actually, the CEO is from England. So yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
that's one.
All right. Shall we move on to the next game, or shall we take a break?
We'll take a break first, and before we go to Miss I's FIFA World Cup 2002. So we'll do that, and we'll be back shortly.
Wicked.
Boom.
Start your own online live streams, webinars, podcasts, online classes, and virtual presentations with Streamyard. By using Streamyard's user-friendly interface, you can also do simultaneous multi-streaming if you have accounts to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and other platforms. If live streaming is not your style, video and audio recordings are also available, especially with those who have variable and inconsistent internet connections. The finished output will still come out as clear and well articulated exactly as you originally intended. You can also customize the appearance of your presentation, like green screen effects, facial touch-ups to smoothen out those facial blemishes, multiple cameras for multiple guests joining in the discussion, your own wallpaper on the background, adding your own logo as a watermark, sharing videos from your own computer or other website for added visual aids with or without audio, uploading your own background music if you wish to set the mood when talking, and lots more. Before you can enjoy all of the wonderful full features of StreamYard, you can start with a 14-day free trial by using our link. Not only that you are supporting the Timeless Gamer Show, but you can see it for yourself how easy it is using StreamYard. Do you like playing video games? Do you like reading about history? Do you like learning about video game history? Then you should give yourself the gift of owning some video game history books from BitMap. Since 2014, BitMap Books have published numerous colorful and well-detailed hardbound books about video games ranging from the different video game consoles of old and the various video game genres that will surely pique the interest of its core fanbase. BitMap's team of global video game journalists, players, and illustrators have produced numerous award-winning titles that celebrate the software, hardware, and developers that laid down the foundations for the billion-dollar video game industry we all know and love today. International shipping is also available with careful and considerate packaging from BitMap Books. If you don't want to take my word for it, then you can believe the people almost 10,000 satisfied customers who submitted their glowing written reviews and video reviews after receiving their books from BitMap. By ordering your first BitMap book using our link, you will also be supporting the Timeless Gamers Show in spreading our love of video games and their rich history.
All right.
To the second half of the Soccer World Cup edition. Miss I, your game is next. It's FIFA World Cup 2002. You got the nice cap there as well.
Yes, I do.
Please tell us, present your game.
So my game of choice for our topic is the 2002 FIFA World Cup. I actually have a PC copy of this game. This is a Southeast Asian release, and it was printed in Singapore. Unfortunately, this doesn't work on the 64-bit OS now. It only works in 32-bit. So that's quite unfortunate. But the good thing is there is at least the PS2 copy or versions. This game was in 2002, of course, and it was also released on, quite curiously, the PlayStation 1. I'm not sure how that one looks like. This was also released on the GameCube and the Xbox. So, by the way, my copy is, again, a PC version, this one. And I still
Download the virtual box and you will be able to play it.
Oh, yes. Thank you, sir. Sir JDM. I'm still trying to learn how to do that because I really want to make old games run. And I still have the data blitz receipt for this one.
VirtualBox, and I think there's another tool called DXWND. That might also enable you to play some of the old classics as well, Miss I. But we'll post a link to you in the chats later on. But continue, Miss I.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. So this is why physical is important again. Good game preservation.
100%. We look forward to Juan's musical rendition of that very timely topic. There you go. Anyway, continue, Miss I.
So just a very quick history of why I was into this particular game. During this time, I was into Hong Kong pop, and my favorite singer, Leon Lai. I'm not sure if anyone knows him. Leon Lai sang the Chinese song for the 2002 FIFA World Cup because it was the only year that China qualified. It was the first year, and unfortunately, they haven't qualified since. So that's why I was into this game particularly. That I even bought the cap at Toby's SM Megamo. That's how long it was, for 600 pesos. And I actually wanted the football itself, the Fever Nova, but it cost 5,000 pesos back then, and that's already quite expensive for that time period. So I guess 5,000 pesos back then must be, not sure of the math, maybe 125 USD, something like that. I'm not sure of the exchange rate back then, something around 40s maybe. So the game has quite good reception. It apparently received the Gold Sales Award from the Entertainment Leisure Software Publishers Association, ELSPA. It was known as that back then, and it's now the UKI, the Association for UK Interactive Entertainment, because it had sales of at least 200,000 copies in the UK. That's as far as I could find with the awards and sales data on it. And
So
even though
3.5 million copies worldwide, this game.
Oh, that's cool. Very good. And though there are star players in this game, unlike the modern FIFA games, this one did not feature those famous footballers on the cover art. There are likeness of the players and the kits that are licensed in the game, though. And like Sir GDM's game, this FIFA game also featured the mascots for the 2002 FIFA, the Spherix. It's a trio of futuristic computer-generated creatures. So into the game, there are 4 difficulty levels: beginner, amateur, professional, and world class. And I know some of you have seen my gameplay, and the beginner one is so easy. I'm like, what's happening in this game? It's like child's play. I was wondering why it was so easy. Then I saw the difficulty. Oh, it's beginner. It's beginner. it's very easy to play even if you don't know the rules. You'll because I'm I'm not really into football. I'm a normie just because of Leon. I got into this game, but I got to love football because of it. And it's easy to play even if you don't know the rules because you can just learn from when the referee throws you the yellow or the red card, and oh, so that's what I did wrong. So it's easy to follow. And there are about 40 teams in this one. I counted. There are friendly and World Cup game modes. Uh, with the World Cup game mode, you choose one country and you can save your progress in between the matches, and you can resume at a later time. I'm not sure if you could reset and choose another country. I haven't tried that because I always play linear and try to get to the end. Not sure if you could reset the country. There is only one camera angle of gameplay here, and it changes only during free kicks and throw-ins. You can easily switch between the players throughout the field, and as for the goalkeeper, you can only control him when he catches the ball or needs to throw it, or during free kicks. And I remember CJD, I'm asking during my stream if there are special moves like dribbling. Unfortunately, the controls are basic. You can only kick, pass, and run. Although the star players get quote unquote special kicks, it's more like rocket kicks and the speed of the ball, but nothing much. Yes, CJD. Sorry.
That's why they have the after image on the ball.
Yes, that's the that looks like a special move, but I would assume there would be more animation to it, but it's realistic football, and I wish there was something more let's call this something fancier, but that's what we get. And I have played this on the PC back then, and PS emulator these days, but I plan on getting the PS to copy. It's much easier to play on the console compared to the PC because it was keyboard, And this game has replays and slow motion recaps of goals, offenses, and you can see the players' various facial expressions. Unlike modern FIFA games, you cannot speed up, pause, rewind, or fast forward the replays. And speaking of offense, Sergio, the only violence I could think of is when you tackle the goalkeeper, which I did just for fun and get the red card, And showboating, yes, there's a lot of showboating here. There are different types of, I think the players would do somersault or, just go, or something like that. And apart from the game itself, there are bonus materials here. Ones I've seen are mini documentaries and interviews of fans during the height of the 2002 FIFA, including perspectives of the Koreans, Japanese about co-hosting, because there's intertwined histories between the two. And that's as much as I can say about the 2002 FIFA World Cup. And the only comparison I could give with this 2002 is, it's nothing. 2015. So these are all my experiences of playing football. So those are all my point of comparison. So it's nice to see how it compares to the games everyone here has shown so far.
I mean,
I watched you play your stream. It was really fun watching you play. I think you were using Japan, and you made all the strikers look like Lionel Messi. You scored around 7 goals, I think it was. But yeah, this is the 2002, I believe, serverized. The graphics are looking really good now.
Yeah, so you can see, clearly, I was going to say, you can see there's a huge jump between 5th to 6th generation in graphics. You can see the crowds actually moving. You can see little camera flashes in the crowd. You see a flag waving. The animations there. A lot more texture mapping, a lot more polygon counts, a lot more detail. This is really where 3D football games really began. It was on this format on PlayStation 2. Going forward to this, my only real criticism is again, it's FIFA. It's going to sell loads of copies, but this is also the same year. Another company called Konami created this little known title called Pro Evolution Soccer, and that was released, and that also did very well in the United Kingdom, and it was really biting at FIFA's ankles at that point. And I remember in 2002, that's when I first started working in the shops, selling this sort of stuff. And I remember I remember that shift. This is the beginning of, I don't want to say the beginning of the end, the beginning where FIFA or EA had some real competition in the soccer developing simulation franchise. And if you play, the only benefit that FIFA had with EA is it had the names, it had the teams, it had the license to sort of say,
and the sponsors,
and the sponsors and all that. So it was bigger in that regard. But if you actually look at the gameplay from the technical point of view, if you look at the Konami, competitor Pro Evo, it played more like real football. It was actually more like people started buying. The Pro Evolution Soccer 2 came out the year after, and that went up against FIFA 2003, and that's when the penny dropped. And that's really when FIFA was struggling. I remember seeing it's the first time I actually sold FIFA games at clearance at 97 pence because they didn't sell out. And Pro Evolution Soccer 2 was the one that went platinum, I remember. And I thought, what's going on here? And then Pro Evolution Soccer 3 with Pierluigi Collina on the cover, and that was a big deal. And in Pro Evo 4, they were huge. Obviously, it took a while for FIFA to realize, actually, you know what, we can't go on creating football games where you can easily beat a computer and have scores like 7-2 or 13-5 and things like that. We shouldn't make it too easy. Whereas Pro Evolution Soccer was very hard to score. It was more like real football. If you get one goal in, you really felt that level of self-actualization that I got the goal in, which is the way I played. And FIFA then had to up their game and their programming, and they did, credit to them. And by the end of the 2010s, then FIFA came back on top, and then that was the end of that. But Pro Evolution Soccer, otherwise known as Winning 11-5 in Japan, they use the ESPN branding in America, so it had different names across the regions. But that really was my main criticism is Japanese could outprogram the Americans when it came to football or soccer games, and that's what happened in the 2000s. We haven't shown, sadly, I think apart from Sir Joel, he's going to show us a Pro Evolution Soccer game at the end. But because of the branding, because of what it was, it is a bigger deal, and it still remains a bigger deal, to be honest. Or EA. But let's not forget, in history, this is when Konami gave EA a bloody nose, and it was a bloody nose that they gave them in the mid 2000s, because 1, 2, 3, 4 those years. I said, and I see him nodding. He definitely agrees with me. I remember.
I jumped ship, mate. I was FIFA, man, and then I played Pro Evo, and it was just so much more you could do.
So much better. Yeah, it's a better game, and I'll always remember, and this is a true story. I knew a guy. I could say it now because so many years have passed. He ran a game shop opposite to my shop, and he'd get games in earlier. And he got Pro Evolution Soccer 4 a week before, but he was saying 50 quid, Viraj. I phoned up my cousin. Do you want it? It's going to cost you a tenner more. He's releasing it before he should. It's naughty. He's breaking the rules here, but you keep your dumb mouth shut. Yes, I want it. Get it for me. That's how hungry he was for that one game. And I did it, and AK did it for me. His shop's closed down still, so I don't suffer anything now. He closed in 2017, but he sold buckets of Pro Evolution Soccer, and my cousin was over the moon because he got it, and he got to show off to his friends, and he goes, "Oh, my cousin got it for me." And then his friends started to call me, "Hey, you get me one of these?" Listen, yeah, we got it. I ain't telling you how I got it, but I got it. It was only for my cousin. Piss off, guys. I'll always remember that time.
Street date breaker. My goodness. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I did it for him because you can't. He could have lost his. He could have he could have got sued by Konami or released the game earlier than he should have done. So he did it on the sly for me. But I remember Pro Evolution 3 and 4. That's when it was really peak against FIFA, and it was a bloody nose at the game. I'm not no shade to you, Miss I. So it's a brilliant game that you're showing, but there was something that was better in my view. But yes, you can see from what we see from 98, and now we see from 2002, the next World Cup, how much in those 4 years they had gotten better at programming in terms of the graphics and presentation. And again,
I was going to say, Viraj, you can't do street date breaking nowadays anymore because the moment you slot your disc in or whatever, it calls into the server. They'll know somebody's running it early.
Unless you hack your console and take the DNS registration off.
There's also that. Yeah, that's true. But then again, so for some people who are not as savvy, if they break the street date and they slot it in.
To be honest, it's more hassle to do that than just wait for release date now. I got Sonic Superstars on my Switch before it was even out. But we changed the DNS server and we got a way around it. But we don't talk about this. I can't be.
Yeah. I mean, Yes.
Didn't
Do
hear
not
anything.
do not service Viraj, okay? Do not service. Do not
Uh,
service.
okay,
He
okay.
doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it.
Look, let's just say
Bad
there are
DNS,
ways
do not
around this.
service.
But I would say that you're absolutely right. It's just too much hassle. Just wait for it to come out. What's the point? And to be honest, like that was back in the days where people were hungry for things. I think now with the way gaming is now, you're like, oh, I'll just wait for a release, whatever. I'll get it when I can get it. I think maybe we're older and more mature, and when you're younger, you want something, you get more excited for these things. I think that's what it is. But I think they'll always be the case. But whatever, things have changed now, different times. Great game, great choice, Messiah. I like it.
How's the
Probably
music
missed
in
out.
it, Messiah?
Besides, what's that singer's name again?
Sorry.
The singer's name, Leon. What's his surname?
Oh, Leon Lai.
Lai. How do you spell it?
Lai, if I remember correctly.
Lai,
Right, Miss I?
LAI.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a look at some of his stuff later. See what your music taste is like.
Ooh.
So, you want me to sing?
We can sing if you want.
No.
Go
What
for it.
Dan is saying is that he wants to have a look-see as to what Miss I's tastes were like back in the day,
Oh.
and maybe even have a gander at what Hong Kong pop was, during that era. Yeah.
Because we all, for all the football games I ever played, it were all British American music. Yeah, I can't remember that many that actually had Chinese music. So I'll check it out.
Oh,
If you wanna
funny
sing it,
thing.
feel free.
Funny thing. I mean, a little sidebar. When I showed the little clip of Inspector Wears Skirts in our chats, Jose was so completely flabbergasted at how amazing Kung Fu Cinema was, and I think he's gonna go down that rabbit hole. But anyway, so you can just that.
I'll just go home. I'll just come back and chill and watch Hong Kong Fooey, okay? We're
Oh
good.
yeah.
Number one
Wu-Tang
guy.
Clan.
It was
All right.
the peak of Hong Kong cinema back then. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
All right,
what,
back to
was
you.
what was the theme song for this year?
Oh, for this year's FIFA?
Yeah,
I think it
what
was
the
like
theme song?
Shakira song. I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah. Do you know what?
Again,
There's a lot of
Shakira.
criticism because it's a really bad theme song. It's a really bad sort of FIFA. It's really bad. It's very self-indulgent of the artist. They hired her to sing this song, and it is so bad. It's like basically like a club song. It doesn't embody FIFA. It's actually really awful, and I don't even want to mention. Even if I did remember, I wouldn't want to mention it because it's so bad. You'll hear it in the finals. You'll sing it, but you're like, "Oh, God, this is awful."
Tell me, what is it? I'm
I
curious.
don't
What
know
is
what
it?
it. Don't make me have to look it up. Man. FIFA song.
Oh, there, Leon.
Well, that's another reason why Miss I was really into the song.
And by the way, he's in the something
Look at
chicken
her
related,
face.
but
Dude, she
not
blushed like
not
crazy.
soccer. He's in the movie where Jackie Chan was
Hey,
Chun-Li.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
The City Hunter. He was there.
City Hunter.
Leon.
Oh, was it in City Hunter? I don't remember. Oh
He
my
was the guy
goodness.
who threw the cards.
The
Oh,
one
was
who did the
he?
Pele kick, did the bicycle kick, I guess. The one who throws cards.
Yes, he's the
Oh,
one.
okay.
He
Yeah.
he can bicycle kick, but you didn't know if they can bicycle kick in your FIFA game.
Mm.
The official song for the FIFA World Cup is called "Die Die," performed by
Die Die.
Shakira. And Miss I,
for the
Mama
game?
Jane
It's
said
not-
No, I was
she'd
talking
like
about
to
for the
hear you
game.
sing.
Oh, for the game.
Yeah,
I
for
don't
the
know about the game, but I know the official.
Oh, the game. I
song.
don't know the game. Sorry. No.
It's bad though.
It still looks good. It still looks well.
Yes. I
Asians.
missed a concert last year by some
Hold on.
by half a
If you
day.
look at him.
I
he
was
looks
in
just
Malaysia
like
and they had a
JDM.
concert. Oh, yeah.
He looks just like JDM. It's your twin. Take off your glasses. You guys are twinning.
No, JDM will always be Danny Trejo, man. Don't try.
I was in Malaysia and I missed this concert by a few hours. It was
Yeah,
sad.
I have the very common face.
No, you're Danny Trejo, bro. The one and only. Danny Trejo.
Any last thoughts on Miss I's FIFA World Cup? So, Joe, did
Yeah,
you want to?
I remember going back to the game. I saw Miss I's gameplay last few days ago, and I think he was playing the PS2 version. So I think it's a little bit rough on the graphic side because you can see the players, their shadows, because there are four headlights on each corner of the field. Their shadows looks like a big X on their feet, because it's in the PC you can't see that because you have much powerful rendering. It looks
Yeah.
like there's an X button on underneath their feet. And
Yes.
also, you remember you saw in the video that you have the instant replays, then it's in slow motion. Then at one time, the referee was like showing the yellow or red card. It was also in slow motion. So the referee was like this, and they're suffering that penalty in slow motion as well. It reminds me of John Morrison from WWE.
Mm.
That's funny.
There's the red
So
card.
it's really better to play the PC version, and I'm glad that Miss I have the physical copy. You just need to have a VirtualBox PC emulator that can run x86 or 32-bit games.
Yeah.
If you
Physical
or
tools.
if you have old laptop or PCs that can run Windows XP, that's much better.
Mm.
Hooray, physical.
Yes, physical games forever.
Digital pizza.
All right, back to you, RV.
Yes, we'll move on to your game, Sir Joe. Captain Tsubasa, 2006, on the PS2.
That's you, Joe.
Ah,
Is this even a game or an anime? Like, is it really a
It's
game?
both. It's
It's
both.
both, yes.
Oh. Let's
It's
have a look
both.
then. I'm being obnoxious.
all right.
Continue going.
okay, Captain Tsubasa for the PlayStation 2, guys. Okay, so when we did our PlayStation 2 launch titles, I already got my PS2 out, and I said, okay, maybe I'll check out for some soccer games for the PS2, and I chose Captain Tsubasa because hey, it's something
Bless you,
I'm
Dan.
a little bit more familiar with. Okay, I have a little bit. At least I'm playing something that's a little more closer to home. I mean, I'm not really a sports guy. I'm not really a soccer guy. So Captain Tsubasa. Okay, released exclusively in Japan back in 2006, made by Bandai, and it's based on the Captain Tsubasa J, the second anime series adaptation that aired in Japan back in 1994. And so, cutting to the chase, I will just discuss mostly about what makes this game interesting to me. So, gameplay wise, it's not 100% arcade style, where you just simply press a button and the players just kick or catch the ball. All right. There's a mix of RPG elements in here and rhythm elements in here as well, which determine the successful scoring against the opposing team. Whenever your team has the ball, there are multiple actions that you can do so that you can maneuver the soccer ball closer to the opponent's goal area. And of course, the opposing team will try everything to steal the ball from you. Press L1 and you will do a jumping evasion to the left. If you press R1, you do a jumping evasion to the right. Press circle, it will open up your main action menu. You can pass the ball, trap the ball, or do a normal shot or a special shot. A shot is only possible if there's enough distance between the player and the opposing goal area. So if you're gonna look at the game footage right here, so the Bandai made it sure that it resembles somewhat 90% the anime or the manga, and so you'll see some animation sequences in there. So let's talk about making a shot or a or a
So,
kick. So
but
when
it's
the
very
player does a
simulator
shot,
like, right? Very simulated.
huh?
It's very simulation type.
Simulations, it's like a mixture of simulation, arcade, rhythm, and RPG. Really.
Okay.
So I did mention about the cinematic sequences. that you observed there earlier. Um, when it turns to a cinematic sequence, it turns to a rhythm mini game. So when you're about to do a shot, you need to press three specific button combinations in succession. Okay, so there's this soccer ball right that you'll see at the bottom center of the screen, and you need to hit the ball at the right time. Okay, and you need to press three different kinds of button combinations: circle, triangle, X, and square. So it could be triangle, triangle, square, circle, X, X, triangle, circle, stuff like that. So, and by doing all of if you do your three combination button presses in succession the right time, it will maximize the attack power of the ball. And each player has a base attack power. For example, let's just say one of your character, so he has the ball and he tries to do a shot. His base power is like, for example, 500. Yeah, if the right button combinations are done successfully, 500 times 3, your attack power is like 1500. So if the player somehow chose the wrong button or mistimed it, so the attack power, of course, will be less, and most likely the ball will miss the goal. And the game will reward you extra points if you timed it just absolutely perfect. And if you are familiar with the anime and manga, certain key characters here have their own special shots. And so that's just the striker, right? How about the goalkeeper? So the goalkeeper, on the other hand, must also counteract with his own defense points. So the goalkeeper here will also do his own mini game. So the goalkeeper must also do a three button combination. But unlike the striker who has to do specific button combinations, the goalkeeper just has to time his combinations at random. Any button at all, it doesn't really matter as long as the goalkeeper times it right. It will defend. So let's just say, and the goalkeeper also has its own base defense points, right? So let's just say the goalkeeper has a base defense points of 600. So the goalkeeper must successfully press 3 times in succession, 600 times 3. That will be like what, 1800. So if the goalkeeper is not successful with his timing, the total defense power is less, which in turn, the ball may possibly get inside the goal box. So depending on how good the timing is, the game, this game will give you extra points as well, depending on how good the timing was done in defending the goal line. So let's do some calculations here. So we have attack power of 1500 and a defense power of 1800. So at this point, it becomes a gamble now on who will screw up the timing. Okay, so who will do your combinations better, you or the AI, right? So for the ball to get inside the goal box, there should be at least 500 points in differential between the attack and defense. So if the attacking player has a total of 1500 points and the goalkeeper fucked up his timing and he only got like 1000 points, chances are 1500 minus 1500 points, most likely that ball is going inside the goal box.
The margin of error kind of opens up essentially if the goalkeeper messes up.
Correct.
Yeah. Precisely. That's it.
And vice versa, if the striker fucks up his timing, he'll, for example, he only got 500 attack power, and the goalkeeper was able to do his succession successfully 3 times. That's like 1500 points. So most likely the goalkeeper will catch the ball or repel the ball. So this scenario will only apply for the striker and the goalkeeper, right? But in soccer, it's not like that. You also have to consider the defensive players as well, strategically positioned to protect the goal box. Remember, we see lots of defensive players. So each defensive player also has their own defense points that will chip away the total attack power of the ball if they are in the way of you shooting. Like for example, if I'm the striker, Sir Viraj is the goalkeeper, Miss I and Sir Joel is like those two are the two defenders. I need to kick the ball, and they're blocking my way. So Sir Joel has a defense power of 500. Miss I has a defense power of 500, right? So me, the striker, let's just say I have a total points. I was able to do my timing right. I have 1,500 points. Sir Joel will block me. That's minus 500. Miss I will block me. That's another 500. So I only have 500 points left. Sir Viraj, the goalkeeper, has his own defense power too. So chances are he's gonna catch the ball. He's gonna repel the ball.
With
See,
hardly any effort, then essentially, because
hardly any effort then.
Precisely, exactly.
his defense will kind of counteract your striking.
Mhm.
Essentially, your
So,
margin
as you
of
can
error-
see,
his margin of fucking you up is like this. You ain't scoring.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
this is a very strategic game, and it's a game of chess, and it's a game of chance, and it's
Mhm.
being able to navigate it so the fortune is in your favor. So it's not as so you can see from it, there is a dynamic. It's much more dynamic than because I have played the Sega CD Captain Tsubasa, and that's much more in terms of like you set things up and it's static in that regard. And this is you can see from it there's an evolution in terms of how much more dynamic it is and how you can actually see a bigger picture. You can't see that on the more primitive versions of this series that Tecmo did. This is obviously Bandai Namco now, and you've got a much more you've got a bigger developer behind this franchise. So again, like this isn't a game for people who want something that's live action, like FIFA International Soccer or the arcadey stuff. This is one for those people who like the classical approach of sitting back and thinking, okay, I'm going to make my squad this way. Okay, we're going to have to strategically use this here. This you have to have numbers in your mind and think about the mathematical consequences of chance. So I can understand what this game is appealed for and who it's for. It's just I can see not a lot of people would want to play it because of the very notion of what it is and how it is. But for those RPG enthusiasts, for those simulation enthusiasts,
Oh no! Make no mistake. This is not a pure soccer game.
No,
This is for those people who. This is a very Asian game because it
Yes.
involves a lot of mathematics.
Japan.
It involves a lot of strategy, and it is also for those fans of anybody who absolutely loves Shaolin Soccer by Stephen Chow.
oh
If
yeah,
you're at all a fan of Shaolin Soccer, this is the game for you, Captain Tsubasa. Yes, because of the over the top happenings. Yes.
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 Oh, so we already got the shooting out of the way.
Mhm.
So now, how about we talk about the possession of the ball, right? So every once in a while, you need to steal the ball. So how do they do it? If you look at the gameplay there, it also turns to a rhythm mini game. Okay, let's just say I have the ball, right, and Sir Dan is trying to mark me. He's trying to catch. He's trying to steal the ball from me. So I'm the striker, so that means I'm on defense. Sir Dan is trying to tackle me, so he has the attack power, right? So if my base defense points is 500, and I fucked up my timing, let's just say I only pressed it once correctly, and Sir Dan was able to press 3 times in succession with perfectly. Chances are he's gonna steal the ball from me.
That's the
Oh,
rhythm.
If you so yeah.
And don't forget, Dan has an inherent advantage in his having 3 legs. Anyway, continue.
No, he has 3 legs, right? Actually, the extra leg gives him more stability more than ever.
Yes, exactly.
He's like a cheetah. He uses the tail for like a gyroscope for balance and precision.
So he's a tripod.
Yes, exactly.
Tripod. So yeah, and pretty much so pretty much the vice versa. So if you manage to if you're the defender, if you manage to do your timing right, then chances are you're gonna successfully defend the ball. So pretty much the same thing. Move as close to the goal line and then shoot wherever. Okay. So
women and men because I can't tell from the graphics. Is that a female player? Do you have men and women playing alongside each other? Is it unisex teams? What's going on here?
Oh no! Again, this is this is a very Asian game.
Again,
Okay,
have
you don't
have
know
seen
who
K-pop?
you don't know who
Have
looks
you
like a
seen
girl.
K-pop groups? Have you seen K-pop and J-pop groups? Raj, have a
Yeah,
quick
the
look
men
at them.
look
Yeah,
very femme. The men do look very femme, but I can tell it's a
yes,
man.
exactly.
I can tell it's a
Exactly.
man. This I can't tell.
There you go.
The men look like girls. The girls look like men.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only way you'll find out is have sex with them, and even
So
then you'll still
I
question
don't know if that's
yourself.
a possibility in this game.
All right.
But, actually, picking up pitch, like, is there a story? In terms of men and
Oh,
women,
yeah,
is there like
yes.
drama behind this? Obviously, there must be like some sort of story mode where there's a bit of drama with this. Like,
Don't forget, Captain Tsubasa.
So,
The animes
yeah.
are also very, very well. Surprisingly, a lot of the animes that are sports anime have a very strong story backing to a lot of them. There's trauma. There's personal experiences. There's dreams and aspirations. You'd be surprised at how good the
And
storyline goes
No,
for
I'm
these
not.
sports games.
No,
Yeah.
I know that the anime is critically acclaimed. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering if that's been
uh,
pushed
so
into this game in terms of story narrative. That's what I was thinking about, really.
Mm.
Is the story, does it level up to the standard of the anime? Because I think a lot of people will be drawn to the Captain Tsubasa title thinking, I want it to be like the anime in terms of the storytelling aspect. And then has it captured that vibe? That's the question.
That's a good question for Joe.
hmm?
Whether the story is integrated with.
Here.
Yes.
No. So in this game, so
Yeah.
to my understanding, so yeah, if you play story mode, it's pretty bare bones. So they pretty much remove all of the slice of life, all of the fluff.
Oh, that's
They
too
just
bad.
went straight to the tournament as
That's
in.
a shame. Oh well.
So whatever motivation that the characters were having in the show, it's gone here. So
Okay.
so they just so Bandai pretty much made sure that, hey, it's just gameplay. This is what the players want. We don't really want if they want the drama, just watch the freaking show.
Fair enough.
Oh, that's
It's
too
a show
bad.
exists. That is a shame. That's a good question. I asked it. No. Anyway, interesting choice.
so-
That's a very interesting choice again. Very
Yeah.
good one.
So again, like you guys said, have noticed, yes, you have your numbers here, but still pretty much like a gamble. It's a game of chance still. So you might be asking, okay, so how can the players improve their base attack or defense power, right? By gaining experience points. Okay, again with the RPG elements around here, gaining experience points and leveling up. Okay, but so how do you do that? So fighting over the possession of the ball will get you experience points. Passing the ball successfully will get you experience points. Stopping the shots will get you experience points. Defending the goal line will get you experience points. Kicking a shot, whether it's successful or not, whether it goes in or not, it will still get you some experience points. So, so overall, the gimmick of the game is pretty much quantifying everything with the aspects of the soccer gameplay itself. So, in most soccer games, it is hard to determine whether the success rate of the kick shot or the goalkeeper stopping the shot, right? It's really hard to pretty hard to tell, right? In this game, because there's the rhythm minigame aspect of it, the sequencing and the timing may seem repetitive, but the minigame itself also provides a certain sense of excitement on what can happen with the ball because it gauges the attack and defensive capabilities of the players, forcing you to improve on their stats in order to have a very competitive soccer game. Okay, so
Did you enjoy it? Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah. To the point that I made to the story, so I was able to finish the whole game story mode, and then once you I managed to finish the story mode, and apparently it also opened up some extra perks like customizing the stats of all of the players, unlocking Team Britain, Team Argentina, Team Brazil, Team Germany, and Team Italy. So yeah, not all of the teams here are openly available. So you have to beat the game in order to uh, in order to unlock the other teams here. And each team here has key characters that have their own special moves. And and I was so curious. And remember, I haven't really watched the whole bit of Captain Tsubasa. I mean, the original anime is like 120 episodes, and that's just the first adaptation. The second adaptation, which this game came from, is like what 48. So and to be honest, on preparing for our Otaku Nuts episode, because I know who the players here now, because I keep playing this for quite a while. I pretty much memorized all of their names. That when I started watching the anime, oh, that's you. I know you. Oh, I know that shot. Oh, so it's kind of gratifying itself because yes, like I said, very repetitive, but because the game was tailored to look like the anime, it's like it's double enjoyment for someone like me,
Yeah.
who is now enjoying the anime and has enjoyed the game itself. I mean, hey, that's why I'm like, okay, let's get the PS4 Captain Tsubasa as well.
And
Yeah,
if I
because
remember
unfortunately,
correctly,
yeah,
if I remember correctly, it also got ported to the not the DS, the Nintendo Switch. It also got
it
a.
got for the Switch. Yeah,
Mhm,
but
yeah.
I'm a PlayStation guy,
Oh.
despite the
Mhm.
news. And besides, I can cheat here.
My
Anyway,
goodness, okay.
so unfortunately, the PlayStation 2 Captain Tsubasa is guys, it's Japanese only, but
Mhm.
there's a you can play the English fan translation of it. That's the one that I played.
Mhm.
Okay, again, they just remove all of the fluff from the anime. It's just straight up tournament match after tournament match. So the game will just introduce you to the team that you are fighting against, who are the key players that you need to watch out for, who you need to mark, and that's it, really, up until you win the World Cup.
It looks a very interesting game. I'll say that. I like I like the originality of it. Yeah.
I mean, my question for you is: does the cinematic sequences, it doesn't get old over time, like consistently?
You know what? No. Oh, actually, that's a good question, because you would think that, okay, by doing this, it's like, can I just skip this? Even if you skip, I mean, if you skip this, then all you have left is the minigame, and you need that sequencing to keep it a little more interesting. You know what I mean? Because it's not like there's an option. I mean, there's no option to remove the anime sequence, to the point that you need also to disable the minigame. It's like straight up arcade. If you press a button, then you just shoot. If you press a button, just block. Where's the romance in that? You know what I mean? So the sequencing and the minigame itself gives its flavor, if that makes sense.
Pretty much, those two key items are the game, essentially.
Right. And actually, when the first time I played this, I didn't really know what I was doing because there's no manual. Even the game facts guides doesn't really tell you anything at all. And then when it starts doing the mini games, and I'm like, oh, this is something Miss I and Sarose might be something interested in, because it's not really like a sequence, like a mini game rhythm where you have to press like a lot of buttons, just 3. That's all, really, and it's not even that fast. So it's like if you count the tempo is pretty much the same. It's that the tempo is not fast. The tempo is not slow. Whether you're fighting for the possession of the ball, whether you're shooting for the ball, whether you're defending the goal box, the rhythm, the tempo remains the same. Like 1, 2, 3. So I mean, at that point, I was able to memorize the tempo so much that I don't even think about it. I don't even have to look at the screen anymore. I just pressed 1, 2,
little
3.
heads up
I'm not
for
even looking at the screen anymore.
A little heads up for Joe. 2 things. Number 1, in support of your enjoying Captain Tsubasa, and to say giant FU to Sony. the physical version of Captain Tsubasa 2, World Fighters, coming out on PlayStation 5 on August 28th. You might want to look forward to that one if you enjoyed this one.
We need August 28th.
Yes.
August 28th. Okay. As long as I get that before January 2028.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You got time.
Oh.
I mean, a lot of people are
You know what?
heartbroken.
Because otherwise, nothing.
Listen, you got enough time, to get what you need to do before January 20. But you got another year.
And remember, guys, I'm not a soccer, I'm not a sports fan, but playing this game made me
RPG elements in it,
turn my
which is
head
nice to you.
because of the RPG elements of it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna try it. I mean, it looks interesting because just watching the video, it's like fuck all the cinematic shit. It feel like over time it's just gonna drive me crazy. So if I want to do the cinematic type stuff, this is a game to play. If I want to do straight arcade style, FIFA Streets.
Yeah, and Juan being a starter in the otaku world, I think you're gonna enjoy this one, Juan. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a try.
All right. There you go. I can say though, one last comment. The mechanics do remind me of a Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi for the PlayStation 3. It's probably because of the fact that it was developed by the same guys, Bandai Namco. So just putting that out there. Anyway, all right.
You were saying something earlier, Miss I.
Oh, by the way, we were talking about RPG elements earlier, right? Maybe this is a wild comparison, but looking at the game from the clip, it felt like a bit of Dungeons and Dragons.
A little bit, yeah.
Because I can read some of the menu there, the Japanese menu. So it's like when you're playing actively with the character, then you suddenly pause the game, zoom out, and then you're planning on passing or whatever. It feels like you're pausing your Dungeons and Dragons games and strategizing.
Doing a dice first, right?
The character will do. And by the way, and you said earlier there are leveling up elements, right? So if you keep passing the ball around, is that grinding?
Yes, still. If you're able to outmaneuver the opponent, it will grant you some experience points. Yes.
So
if you grind, all you do is pass and it's just grinding.
Oh no, you can keep on passing, assuming that you can pass it long enough until the defensive players will catch you.
Oh, I see.
Because they will try everything.
You know what the numbers reminds me of? It's like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Turn-based, right?
Attack and defense, yeah.
Even passing has it's very strategic because you have the choices where to pass the ball, not just by choosing there's like an indicator below the player. Look at that. There's a menu for that. So it's an anime. Very RPG game. And by the way, in old Slam Dunk tradition, does the anime have this 1 week penalty shots? There's like they're shooting the ball.
So we're gonna talk about the penalty shot. So the penalty shot still a mini game. If you're the kicker, then of course your own specific button combination you have to do versus the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper will also do his button combination. So again, gamble of it's still a gamble. Who fucks up first? But it's not gonna bring you like a backstory or anything.
Like Kogure.
I mean, there's no 1 week long backstory of when he started playing soccer, when he was a kid. He was watching Zinedine Zidane in the TV. Oh, I want to be like a soccer player, mom.
Well, that's the thing that you have to get used to.
Or he saw Pele for the first time doing the overhead shot. Nope.
Actually, one person that I think might be really interested in this game in particular would probably be Dan, because he's an aficionado of both of anime per se, and of course, he seems to be very much into the football kind of thing. So yeah, Dan, would something like this be interesting to you?
Yeah, mate. I think I'll stuff like this. I think it's a bit hard for me to get my head around football not being action orientated.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it is what it is. But I like the look of it. I have, believe it or not, I have played
it might have even been Captain. Is it Tsubasa? I can never
Tsubasa.
pronounce it.
Tsubasa, yes.
I'm sure
Say
there's a
Captain
I'm sure
Tsubasa.
there's a SNES version, an early
There's
SNES
a
version.
there's the NES version still in Japanese. There's a Super Nintendo version also in Japanese. There's a PS1 version also in Japanese. This is the only game that I know that they translated to in English.
English.
Even
though the
I have played the SNES one. I played the SNES one, but because it was in Japanese, it was quite hard to get into. So yeah, this has been like I say, I like the original angle it takes on the sport, and I like that it kind of makes the sport more accessible for less sporty people like Joe, who are normally into more strategic stuff. So I think it's cool.
Actually, I learned a lot more soccer lingo from playing this and watching the anime as well. So it was an entry point for me in terms of soccer.
Yeah,
Sensible football RPG. Make that happen.
There you go.
So I'll do this for Joe. So
There were
essentially,
four.
you're trying to bully your opponent. That's too violent, bro. That game's
Oh, okay, fine. So you're taking
Well,
okay, there you go.
I'm not encouraging everyone, but it is a violent game because you're still tackling, you're still sliding. There's a good chance you might able to break someone's leg when you're doing a slide. Okay. And to add to Sir Juan's inquiry about the anime sequencing, the anime sequence here that you see, it's pretty much the same what you see in the anime. So without this, it's soulless. Really, because all of those dramatics that you see in the sequencing, oh shit, I fucked up, or oh shit, I missed. Yeah, all of that shit, you see in the anime. So again, Bandai was smart enough to say, you know what, let's keep it there because it if you really want the feel of the anime without going through the unnecessary story stuff in the anime, just this.
There were 4 Captain Tsubasa games on Super Nintendo or Super Famicom. Wow. Throw it out there. There were 4, yeah. So successful series. In fact, this series, Captain Tsubasa, Tecmo have done very well with and got loads of money from. It's just obviously Bandai Namco now have the license for this particular game going forward. I think Tecmo are not the giants that they were once upon a time. I don't know if they exist anymore.
One last point. The strongest teams here are Team England and Team Germany.
Ooh.
Took me a few times to defeat them.
Obviously, it's not going to be Team Australia, especially where they were playing this World Cup.
You know what? Australia's not even in here.
Fuck Australia. They were playing so dirty with the Americans, man. They were jumping all over them. They
Just enjoy your rugby.
The Americans are not even in here too. Yeah.
Enjoy your American football.
The gridiron football.
We move on to the next game.
Go.
Yes,
So Joe, yours is the last game, Inazuma 11. 2008.
Inazuma 11. All right. So Inazuma 11 for the Nintendo DS. For those of you who are not familiar, Inazuma 11 is a multi-platform franchise developed by the guys at Level 5, if I remember correctly, is the name of the company. Yes. Level 5 is there you go. Let me just there you go. Level 5 is the same guys who do other franchises like the ones with Jibanyan, the monster collecting
Yokai Watch.
Yokai Watch, yes, that's true. Now, Inazuma 11 is a multi-platform franchise that does have anime, that does have video games, that does have other merchandise too. But this game in particular came out before the anime proper. And in contrast to Joe's game, this one focuses heavily on the storyline. This is very much an RPG first and a soccer game second, because of the fact that they focus on the uniqueness of each character and each storyline, and the fact that there are motivations to them actually playing the game of soccer, because Endo Mamoru, the main character, who is the focus of the storyline of Inazuma 11, has reasons for wanting to play the game of soccer with all these crazy characters. Plus, this is very much in the same vein as Captain Tsubasa, in the sense that if you're a fan of Shaolin soccer, this is going to be something that is right up your alley because it has all those power moves, all those amazing shots, all the super powered elements. You like sudden like dragons suddenly appearing out of the sky because of the strength of your kick and everything like that. That is the kind of game that this is. But um the storyline to it is paramount. As opposed to Captain Tsubasa, which does away with the motivations of the players. This one has you playing through the storyline proper, and you will be understanding the motivations of each of these unique characters as they go. They have their own unique strengths, own unique weaknesses, and they have stats that you have to juggle as well when you play through it. Honestly, I would say if Joe enjoyed Captain Tsubasa, he will enjoy Inazuma 11 even more because he's an RPG player. And it's surprising that this so much gameplay got came out from a game that got squeezed into a Nintendo DS. The mechanics of it, though, is that you use your stylus to move the players around, which is actually what kind of put me off from the game initially. I'm terrible at real-time strategy games, and if you move characters around using a mouse or a stylus, it's an instant turn off for me, and that's probably the reason why I really didn't get into it in the original release of it. But now that I've played through it again, it does show that the strategy and the mechanics of the Nintendo DS and the stylus do come into play when you move your characters around. It is an actual soccer game. It is an actual game where you position your players, where the more than anything, the positioning of the characters matter really in this game. You position them well. The defense matters. The way that the way that the characters play is highly dependent on how well you strategize your players as you move them around. Um, Again, the game is divided into one shot wins, which forward the storyline, or full game matches. So those full game matches are basically like the boss fights of the entire series, and you will enjoy yourself in terms of how you follow the journeys of these kids. There's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of motivations. There's even, as the game progresses, if I remember correctly, later on in Inazuma 11 2 and 3 on the DS as well, there's other storylines like actual death, things like that. They do tackle those parts of life in the game, but it's not as heavy because this is a kids game also. First and foremost, it serves to bring people into soccer as a sport, and it it allows you to, I guess, what's the right word for it, integrate yourself into the game without you bogging you down into so many rules like offside play or whatnot, things like that. It does allow you to ease into the game proper. And yeah, I would say it's a good starter, it's a good intro, and it's a very exciting game visually and emotionally, as a game that is an RPG that is focused on soccer. Yeah, I'd say for those of you who want to get into soccer, this is the perfect starting point. Aside from Captain Tsubasa, you might want to, like me, like a lot of Filipinos who did not have soccer growing up because we have very few open fields where we come from. It's very hard to do soccer where the streets are really, really narrow. Um, this is a good
We were
start.
fighting against cars.
Exactly, precisely.
But
You're
see,
fighting
but
against
that's
cars.
American football, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you play on the
Mhm.
streets, you get tackled into cars. That's
Well, there's
life
that
on
too.
there.
Yeah.
We're getting tackled by the cars,
That's the
and the
most
cars always
bonus.
win.
And then what? You get
Hey.
isekai'd into a different world where you. Anyway,
Yes.
but yes, but yes. Again, it is a game that is a very, very well made game in terms of getting you to understand soccer as a sport, and it does draw you in emotionally because of the motivations of the characters that you get to meet throughout the game. So in Azuma 11 on the DS, 1, 2, and 3 is a good way for you to start off your soccer video game journey. Sure, you can start off with Pro Evolution Soccer, you can start off with FIFA, you can start off with Sensible Soccer or Football Manager. But if you want to get into it in emotionally first, Inazuma 11 would be the game to start.
Um,
Impressions, everybody.
Can start. I mean, honestly, I mean, all the games that we presented today, like literally, they're all great starts.
Yes.
Regardless if they're, you can pick up with a friend or simulation type stuff. Like they're all good games to start. But my question for you on this one, how much of the second string using the stylus is like a part of the game?
The thing of gameplay proper, the stylus is paramount. That's actually a big minus to it. But for those of you who might want to play it alternatively, shall we say, if you're going to be running it on Melon DS or something like that, it's going to be a little hard for you to do it, especially with the mouse that you have to use the control on on your laptop or your computer. The stylus, the pinpoint accuracy of the stylus on the DS is extremely important. That's why you need to play this on original hardware, which is DS, or later on, if it gets ported into Switch, then you can use your
Nintendo
finger
and
to
the
move it.
devs made sure that
Yes.
you're actually using the hardware stylus for this game.
Well, same thing.
Yes,
'Cause, I
yes,
mean,
yes.
I play 3DS games on my PC, dude, and like the games that you have to use a stylus so heavily,
Yes.
it's very hard.
It's very hard, very hard. That's true. That's true. You have to play it on original hardware on the DS, or if it gets ported into Switch, I seem to recall it might have been ported into Switch. Then you can use your finger to move the characters around. Other parts of the game where you're moving, you're overworld, getting into adventures and everything, that's not part of soccer. You can use the face buttons, yes.
Okay.
But the game proper, soccer game proper, stylus first and foremost, and that's going to be a disadvantage for those of you who run on alternative hardware, which I am one of, predominantly. Yes.
If
Alright,
there's
so
something
yeah.
I wanna add to this game is that at the time when Inazuma 11 got really popular in Japan, because hey, it's soccer, it's Japanese soccer. It was also the time when the Nintendo DS came out, and in the show there's a character in there who has a Nintendo DS,
Oh yeah,
basically like a product, placement for the
Yes,
game.
yes.
So, and this was a time when Nintendo was really trying to sell the idea of using a stylus for the DS. So the developers made sure that the stylus is very integral for all three games. Really, you would think that by the third game there will be an alternative. Maybe a stylus-free version of this would be available, but no, all three games need the stylus.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how Inazuma 11 and the other platforms are. I'm pretty sure it came out on the Switch already.
Switch.
But I'm not quite sure about the mechanics there. But this one, nailed it on the head. All three games require you to use the stylus, and it's.
I would suggest playing it on the 3DS XL for at least a larger screen. If you're gonna use a stylus anyway, play it on the 3DS XL. At least it's larger. The screen is larger. You have a little bit more leg room using the stylus here, and not hard for your eyes. Because if you play this on the original hardware, I tried it. Again, everything is so small.
True. I mean, we could handle it way back when because we were younger. Our eyes were sharper and our reflexes were much, much faster. But for old fogies like me, that would
the
be
most recent game in the series was released in August of 25 for the Switch, PS4, 5, and Xbox.
Okay. I wonder what the control scheme on those ones would be. Well, I'm curious now. All right. So that's Inazuma 11.
I think they're new characters now by then. Yeah.
Quick opinions. Anybody?
What I will say with Sir Joe's response in regards to 3DS XL, do you have any idea how expensive one of those is now? What I will say is a DSi XL might be a more affordable solution for those who haven't got one. To play bigger size screen DS games on this. I'm glad that you chose this game. As a handheld seller, it's always interesting to have a look at something that I might actually stock in my repertoire that's actually good. So this is a welcome addition, I think. Again, Yokai Watch Create developers made this. You can clearly see by the art style is there. a wonderful choice of a video game because you've got multifaceted aspects of it. So it's not just football. There's a story mode in there with emotional beats, which is always nice to sort of have a plot to get you involved. So in terms of, I totally agree with you when it says for young people, because I think to get kids interested in something, you need to have a nice plot and a story. And I think this game has that from what you've explained. So that's really nice. Obviously, and what I think is really good about this podcast, generally speaking, is we've looked at different types of soccer games. Obviously, there's the mainstream stuff like FIFA football, which we covered. You got like arcadey stuff like sensible soccer and whatnot. And so we've covered that aspect. And we also mentioned how there are other franchises. But also with the last two entries, with what Sir Joe presented and yourself, this is showing a different aspect of it, a strategic aspect, a tactical aspect. So football has always been like a game series where you had to be quick, you had to sort of think quickly, you had to have active, but you also have like turn-based aspects of it. Obviously with Sir Joe's game, there is a level of skill involved in his game. And with yours as well, you make a point about pinpoint accuracy with the stylus when the football begins and whatever, but it's a different way to interact with games on the stylus, on the DS, which I think is very unique and very special to that handheld. Again, from what I've seen, I like the art style of this game. I like the way it plays. It might very well be one that I can get. It's actually about 30 quid on the base. It's not overly expensive if you want to buy it. It's actually at retail price still. In fact, it's gone down in price if you count inflation. So it's actually one that's very accessible to me.
Time to get in on it, Viraj. It might be something that might be worth it stocking on your table.
I think even the Yokai Watch series you mentioned as well. The first two anyway are quite easy to get as well. The third one's very expensive. But these are more. To be honest, I think I still can stock them if I want to. The fact of the matter is, I think maybe we're talking about games people want to play and that are affordable for FIFA to play. So you have two aspects in that, and I think this is one that I might consider. Although I don't really do too well with sports games, it's just something that I have there, sits there and people looks at. But this is something unique. This is different. This is a game that nobody else stocks, and someone might be interested in. So,
I forgot, Miss I, level 5 did Fantasy Life. For I know you might like the Fantasy Life series,
that's a good
right?
Series. Yeah,
Dark Cloud.
Dark Cloud, yes, there you go. Classics.
So they're a company that people revere. So it's definitely something I want to look into. I think they did Dragon Quest 8, 9 was it? They did 9 as well. They're a company that I want to take seriously. So thank you for bringing this to my attention. Definitely a game that I will look into considering going forward. So
Nino Kuni 2 is also a good series.
What
was it? A level 5 game?
Nino Kuni.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I always thought it was more of a. I always thought it was more of a. Well, it does have the Miyazaki look to it. Hayao Miyazaki look.
Hayao Miyazaki.
You have the Professor Layton series as well. They've done a lot of interesting titles that have been very successful.
Yeah, level 5 is a really good pedigree. So
honestly, a lot of the studios that games that we talked about from studios today have a good little background to them. Good background.
All right, and I guess this is a good place to put a pin on it. RV, take us home.
Yes, on that note, it's time for shameless plugs. But before I do, I want to say thanks to Sir Richard Ryan, Sir Malin, Sir Josh, Gaming Peasant, Sir John, Brian Riker, Mammy Jane, for all your comments. I also want to thank the panelists for presenting their football titles. Very special thank you to Sir Dan for suggesting.
Why the hell are you thanking him? He come in fucking late.
He
still showed. He's still attendant. Better than never.
Where can they sensible your soccer?
You all know what this is about. This is white privilege.
TPD showed up for the episode, so stop complaining, Barrage.
All right, Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, just come and see us in the Facebook Sega Genesis group and keep tuning into Timeless Gamer.
Thank you, Sir Dan. Sir JDM, where can they world your Cup 98?
Here on Facebook and on Twitch, 123 Go Retro. And finally, I will be able to undust my 3DS and...
Oh, nice.
That was a real pin.
Nice.
I forgot. I have something to show and tell. Stylus.
Sure. Nice. Stylus is very good.
Without the DS, just a stylus.
No.
Yeah. The DS there. And it's gathering dust. And this one, this is...
It's gonna play some Inazuma 11.
Yes.
This is Yokoi Watch stylus for the 3DS. but you can still use it on the on your
on other
DS.
games. Yeah.
Yes.
I think
It
that's
has designs.
Oh, cool.
It's
Yeah.
The yokai.
The toppers. Yeah.
Goronyan
Mhm.
and Komasan. I don't know. I'm not a fan
Mm.
of yokai, but it's cutesy, so I bought this.
Mhm.
So yeah,
More
play
of a Pokemon
if you
guy.
have time. Still on the World Cup season, you might want during the halftime or in between games, you might want to play all of these football game suggestions that we have in this episode.
very nice.
And yeah, see you on the next episode, guys.
Thank you, Sir JDM. Sir Viraj, where can they fee your fa? International.
Whoa.
Ew.
You find me on the Sega Genesis group on Facebook. As you know, I sell video games as well, so find me on Twitter or X at Bygone Games UK. See my new pickups there. I just want to give a special shout out to the England squad who are playing tonight. So come on, England! Let's
Yeah, I'm on England.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's coming home,
yeah.
isn't it?
Hey.
Coming home. No, come on, 2-1. My prediction is 2-1. Let's see if we can take on their this game. But yeah, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this show as much as we did, talking about all the various different football games. It might give you some inspiration to sort of get into the genre and give different. Obviously, it's a genre with different genres. Can we say, so the soccer games are different, and maybe it would be an insight. Maybe there's one of these games that you want to play, and they're quite affordable to get. A lot of these. I think the most expensive one is Mega Man Soccer, but why would you want to play that piece of shit? But anyway, thank you guys.
Thank you, Sir Viraj. Miss I, where can they FIFA Your World Cup 2002?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch, and I make announcements on Facebook sometimes. And you can find me on again YouTube and Twitch, where I keep on tackling the goalies for fun.
Thank you, Miss I. Sir Juan, where can they Mega Man your soccer?
Yeah.
Well, you can Mega Man my soccer on the SNES, of course. No, but you guys can catch me here with the panelists on all the podcasts that we do, the Otakunauts, TGS, and SST. Yeah. That's
Nice.
it for me.
Thank you, Sir Juan. Sir Joel, where can they Inazuma your 11?
All right. So yes, you'll almost always find me here on the Timeless Gamer Show, unless real life gets in the way. And every now and then, streaming on my personal pages in Twitch.tv, on Kick.com, on Rumble.com, #FUFB. And yeah, we may have some little surprises in store for everybody coming from the Timeless Gamer Show. Stay tuned. Watch for our announcements, maybe closer to the end of the year. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming down from the Timeless Gamer Show to you, our audience. We love you guys. We thank you for being here all the time. And yeah, we hope that you guys will enjoy the things that we'll be coming out with. All right, back to you, RV.
Thank you, Sir Joel. And last but not least, Sir Joe, where can they captain your Subasa?
Unprotected. You can captain my Subasa unprotected. I'm okay with it. I'm used to it.
Joe loves raw dogging. Anyway,
Raw dogging.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Always go with the natural. Okay.
Oh
Guys?
yeah, absolutely.
Fuck planning. All right. so you can still catch me on this channel, on all of our podcast shows, all three. And again, Sir Joel's announcement earlier. Yep, it's no, seriously, that's happening. Hopefully by the end of the year.
Yes.
Back to you, Sir RV.
Thank you, Sir Joe. I'm RV. Catch me next week on Otakunauts, our newest anime podcast. Thanks for tuning in to the Timeless Gamer Show, where our games and bodies may grow out of date, but our gaming experiences will forever remain timeless.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. See you guys next week.
And